Welcome to Saskatoon, where 4 of the greatest curlers in the world are trying to win some very big money. 4 of the last 5 Canadian Brier winners are here. The defending Brier champion, Rick Folk. His resume includes 2 Brier titles, 2 World Championships. The 1993 Brier champion, R.Howard, is here too. He has won the skins game the past 3 years. In 1991, the Canadian Brier title went to Kevin Martin. And that same year, he was a finalist in the TSN skins game. And rounding out our field this weekend, 2-time Brier, 2-time world champion, Ed Werenich, simply known as the Wrench. 4 of the past 5 Brier champions. That's the field, the skins game. R.Howard, Ed Werenich, names synonymous with curling and the McCain TSN skins game. Oh, and what fireworks they have produced over the years. Ed Werenich has competed in 7 of the 8 skins games so far. He's won more than $120,000. And he has made shots like this. Did he overthrow in the 1990 skins game?
Whoa!
Did they oversweep it? Did they oversweep it? Oh!
It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close.
The Rockets' red glare. Who else but R.Howard, the all-time money leader in skins competition? Howard has won close to $150,000. Yes, cold, hard cash in the skins game. 3-time defending champion. No surprise when you can shoot like Russ can.
Whoa!
Now just watch him fly.
Oh! What a shot!
In our opening semifinal, we're playing for a total of $17,250. We'll begin with $1,000 in ends 1 and 2. Completed with $3,750. If you don't win the money, you carry it over until somebody does. And what an opening matchup we have. Both are 2-time Canadian and world champions. It's Russ against Ed, Howard against Werenich. And it all comes to you from Saskatoon. It is the 1994 McCain TSN skins game from the Nutana Curling Club. The 1994 McCain TSN skins game is brought to you by McCain Foods, Canada's international food leader. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to a brand new season of curling coverage here on TSN, beginning with this McCain TSN skins game from the Nutana Curling Club in Saskatoon. And this begins our biggest year of curling coverage ever, because from here, early in the new year, we'll take you to Sarnia and the Canadian Mixed Championship, St. John, New Brunswick, the Canadian Seniors, Scott Tournament of Hearts in Calgary, Labatt Brier Halifax, World Junior Final, we'll have that from Perth, Scotland, the Ford Worlds in Brandon, and then we'll wrap up our coverage with the final of the World Curling Tour from Selkirk, Manitoba. Is there any doubt, as we've been telling you, TSN does indeed have the most comprehensive curling coverage in Canada. And it all begins with the McCain TSN skins game, and what a semifinal to get it going. It is Howard against the Wrench. Hello again, Ray Turnbull.
You're right, Victor. What a way to start. Howard against Werenich. Fantastic. Russ Howard's been the best curling unit in the world for the last 5 or 6 years. And under the skins format, he loves this format. He's won $145,000 in his 6 appearances. Wayne Middaugh, his second, who's skipping his own team this year, is back playing second in this particular event, and I think that's important. One of the things so important under the skins format are the soft shots, the come-arounds, the judgment of weight and the brushing. And Corner and Middaugh have been the best in the world at it. Remember last year, the semifinal of the World Curling Tour, Howard against Werenich was the best game we had all last year. I look for the same thing today. Linda?
Well, Ray, I agree with you completely about the Howard team, but what's interesting about this game is the team on a roll is the Werenich team. They're coming off a big win last weekend in New Brunswick at the McCain Superspiel East. They had to qualify to get here. The key to the Skins, as Ray has mentioned, is the soft game, setting up the guards, making the raises. Now, both teams are good at it. I think the key for the Werenich team today is how well John Kawadja keeps the path to the 4-foot open. So we're looking forward to aggressive, exciting curling today.
Whenever you put Werenich and Howard on the ice, you can expect fireworks, and that is our first semifinal, the 1994 McCain TSN Skins game, when we come back here on TSN.
There's one cake so good, it will keep you coming back for more. McCain Deep and Delicious Cakes, sealed with a see-through dome to keep in all that rich, moist, deliciously fresh taste. So, you can raid the cake tray, seal up the rest, and put it back in the freezer. Till you're ready for the very next craving. McCain Deep and Delicious. Cake so good, it'll keep you coming back for more.
I'll call. Hello?
Hi. I just wanted to say Merry Christmas.
I love you too, Dad.
Cantalamigo at these fine stores.
At Mr. Sub, fresh thinking means a chance to win the Touchdown in Hawaii contest. All you need to enter is a Mr. Sub sandwich bag and you can touch down in the surf and sand of a beautiful Hawaiian beach. And you'll get 2 tickets to see some great touchdowns as the best pros of the world play their annual Hawaiian Classic. So if you'd love to go to Hawaii, and if you like football, then come on in and pick up a delicious sandwich, a Mr. Sub bag and entry form, and you could win a trip for 2 to Hawaii. At Mr. Sub, fresh thinking is what we are.
When they saw the first fiberglass skis or the first graphite tennis racket, some people laughed.
They'll never laugh.
And when some people first saw the hammer, they had the same reaction.
Get serious. Where's the straw?
Then, two-time Canadian and world champions Ed Werenich and Russ Howard chose the hammer.
The quick-change faceplates provide greater control under all types of ice conditions.
The hammer is the most effective sweeping device I've ever used.
Now who's laughing? For more information, call 1-800-567-7757.
We took the most comfortable full-size pickup on the road and made it more comfortable. We took the most thoughtful interior on the market and made it more thoughtful. We took the biggest cab in the industry and made it bigger. The new Dodge Ram Club Cab. First we changed the rules, then we stretched them. From Dodge, Canada's truck stop.
Russ Howard and Ed Werenich are all set to begin our first semifinal of this 94 McCain TSN Skins game from the Nutana Curling Club in Saskatoon. How do you win a skin? Well, if you have last rock or hammer, you've got to score 2 points, but if you steal the end, that's how you pick up the money. Flanking an end, you lose the hammer. Money not won, you carry it over. Team with the most money, it's not the points, it's the money that wins. Each team has 67 minutes to play their 10 ends. They do also have three one-minute timeouts, and we are playing the 3-rock, 3-guard zone. Yes, we are at the Nutana Curling Club, which Ray does have a reputation of having some of the best ice in the country.
Always has that, Victor. And once again, the short man, Shorty Jenkins, made this ice for us today, and it's fantastic. Oddly enough, earlier in the day and yesterday at practice, it was swinging too much. In other words, you'd be taking out here in this area here to try and get to the butt. There was too much swing. So what Shorty, I'll just clear that. What Shorty had to do is straighten it out a little bit. That's a little different we've heard in the past. So to get to the button, and you'll see lots of that, you're taking about the middle of this 8-foot like so. Now going to the wings, you're going to see the same thing. To get to the 12-foot, you'll take the edge of the 4-foot and you'll get to the wings over here. It's running about 24.5 from hog line to tee line. It's absolutely perfect conditions on great rocks. We should have a tremendous curling game with these two guys.
Howard and Werenich to play for $17,250 as we meet the team of Ed Werenich. Now curling again. They've returned to the Avonlea Curling Club in Don Mills, Ontario. On the left is their skip, Ed Werenich. John Kawaja throws third stones. Pat Perot is their second, and the lead is Neil Harrison. From the Penetanguishene Curling Club, on the left is Russ Howard. His brother Glenn throws third stones. Wayne Madaw returns to play second, and Peter Corner is the lead for Russ Howard's team. An appreciative crowd here at the Nutana as Russ Howard gets ready. It'll be Peter Corner to get us going. Ed Werenich, with a draw to the button, has been seated number one, and he will have last rock here in this first end of play, and we're playing for $1,000.
Well, you're right, Vic. He chose to take last rock. He had the option, of course, and so now he has to pick up the deuce. Eddie has to pick up the deuce here to win the skin. I alluded to it in the opening, but we saw a lot of great curling last year. But there was no question that semifinal that World Curling Tour between Howard and Werenich was just an unbelievable game. So we should have the same today.
Well, it's going to be exciting, and right away the first rocks are in front of the house. I mentioned aggressive play, putting up the guards, trying to come around them or tap them in, trying to set up the skip for the final rock at the end.
And let's remind everyone again, Ray, we're playing three guard, three rock rule this year, unlike other years. And what's the reason for the change?
Well, they just feel that with the free guard zone rule, of course, you can't ever run and hide. Now, under the skins format, you don't see a lot of that hitting and peeling, but a team could get to the 7th or 8th, then decide to run right through to the, to the 10th, and maybe go for the draw, all the money on one shot. So, with the free guard zone rule, it kind of really prevents that. Thank you for asking, Vic.
Nice to be with you both again.
Nice to have you back. You're a little older, a little more mature this year, Vic. I guess you're 40 now, are you?
Boy,
how long did it take to get that in?
We've been on the air exactly 11 minutes. Thank you.
What do you want to throw?
Front center guard, and then a corner guard by Eddie, and now a hit and roll. He's got 2 rocks to roll behind. He needs a deuce to pick up the money.
Wow. 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 Never. No. Never.
Well, this spot isn't moving as much. That's why they're waiting to see if it'll curl a little bit at the end. Oh, pretty good roll.
You know,
that's no good, eh?
It's revitalized the game for a lot of leads, hasn't it, Ray, the free guard zone?
Oh, it's fantastic. You know, I've been competing again in the last 2 or 3 years, and it just makes a huge difference. I play lead, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful position now. As you lead goes, so goes your team. You can really set the trend.
Trying to reach that with Wayne's shot. Great shot. Didn't get it right behind the guard. It's exposed for the Werenich team, but those raises on center line are always tough. You're never sure how much they're going to move at the end.
It's amazing how routinely they play those shots, though, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a hair more, eh?
Looking for the roll once again. Hasn't got quite as much room. Pat Perot.
Hurry. High. Straight. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Hurry. Fire.
Was that something? So they are seeing some wonderful shooting here in this first end of this opening semifinal, playing for $1,000.
One thing I love about these two teams, look at the takeout and raise weight they use. It's that really quiet weight to ensure the sweepers are involved in the shot. They sweep it at the end to get the perfect rolls.
Need some late movement right here. Just not going to move.
Yeah.
Well, Linda makes a good point, Vic. With that quiet light bumper weight, you can let the sweepers control the stone. You can wait for it, then hold it, and
get the shooter in there. Okay.
Get the shooter in there, so he's going to come across the face of it, looking for the split.
Now, the reason they're doing this is they don't really like the position of the rock that is in the house because it available to the opponent to hit and roll behind one of the other two guards. So they're trying to put the shooter behind the guard and move the rock that's in the house back a little bit.
Oh, boy.
Just had to curl a little bit more.
We're on the double.
Yeah.
The first stone for the Howard third Glen, the four-time Brier All-Star third.
Wow. Stay with it. Stay with it. Wow. Ready? Wow. Wow. Right on. Right on. Wow.
Case of not coming enough.
Needed to curl a little more to go back on the other stone at the back of the 8-foot.
Get a little in roll in there, it's good. Or all the way over here.
Got to be careful about rolling in behind the yellow corner guard.
Yeah.
You drive it back onto the back yellow one.
Wow. Yep. Yep.
The outside rule makes a lot more sense to me.
You see the number of revolutions on John Kawaja's stones. That makes it go a little bit straighter, and I think that's one of the reasons why it didn't take the same sort of path as Glenn Howard's stone.
And that opens the door here for Howard, because remember, with last rock, Werenich needs to score 2 to pick up the $1,000 skin.
Up or down, how was that?
You're good.
Glenn asking about the weight. Heard his brother Russ say, no, the weight was fine.
That shot in there? Hey? That'll get shot in there? No. Okay. But this one's wood deep, so I'm just thinking freeze.
The two options the two people are talking about, coming around the corner guard means you're not going to be shot stone. The opponent's shot at the back of the 4-foot still would be shot stone, but again, it's a setup shot, trying to get established so there's still a possibility of getting to this end.
That's right, and then you heard John say, well, what about the free? Well, you know, I was thinking about the freeze, because if it curls too much, you wouldn't be shot rock, as you mentioned. Wow, that's a little heavy here.
Good try.
Had the good path, just too much weight. It's behind the tee line.
I hate to give him the double. Top 12? There or there? Yeah, I go in there, you give him the freeze, though. All right. Here? Yeah. Yeah, that's all we got. What do you like? Nothing. We go top. we go top 12. We give him the double. That's probably our best bet, though, isn't it? Okay.
Well, you heard about him talking, going, you know, he didn't want to. If he hits this one here, for example, or comes down in front of that one there, I should say, in this area is where he's playing. Didn't want to leave him the double. If he hit the back one, the yellow one, come down with quiet weight, hit the back yellow one, he could leave a double. So he's just playing the top 12 foot.
Wow, lot of weight. Not bad. Line good.
Howard, of course, looking for the point to steal possibly this $1,000 skin.
I don't know. You like that?
And earlier today here at the Nutana, we had the draw to the button for the 4 teams involved in this year's McCain TSN Skins game to seed the teams for choice of hammer, whether to throw last rock, first rock, if it comes down to a draw to the button. And, you know, no wonder he's wearing the glasses. Ed Werenich can see clearly now. And when he checks the numbers on that bill, he will see 1 and 3 zeros. And so Ed Werenich picks up the $1,000. He is seated number 1, Rick Folk 2, Kevin Martin 3, and Russ Howard number 4.
Quiet tap back, Linda.
Now he's trying to come down to that stone. Now the guard that Howard threw curled a lot at the end. That's why they're trying to get on this early, because they know it'll swing hard at the end.
He's got great line if he's got enough weight to move it far enough. Oh, what a wonderful shot.
And he's flying his 2 needed to win the skin.
There's a good example of what Linda and I talked about in the opening, Dick, is that soft weight, that back 12-foot weight. That shot is strictly a weight shot. I mean, if you throw too much weight, it won't curl. If you underthrow it, it'll curl down to the guard. So that's just a good example of an absolutely perfectly thrown stone. Back 8-foot weight. Russ has got no alternative but to freeze to the face of this now.
A little more than last time, eh? Yeah, good.
To prevent the score of 2, he's got to freeze to the face of the stone, sitting just behind the button.
He's asked to really go out a long way, doesn't he, Linda?
It wasn't a great comment. Wide and heavy is never a great combination.
The problem is, as soon as you go into the 8-foot a little bit more, it does go much straighter on the sheet. Look at it, it's trying to fight it in to come back. It has good movement in the 4-foot area, but just not enough. Won't quite get to the spot he wanted.
So a chance for the skin, Victor.
You like that?
That's the one I was way around with that. Wayne?
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
They're talking about the stone, Linda.
Be nice now, be nice.
Now you have to catch this one just right, don't you, Linda? I mean, there's a chance of jamming that one onto that yellow.
It's not bad, though, because if you jam it just a little bit, you probably won't be in too much danger because there's another stone behind that. You might get lucky, but certainly you can't hit it on the outside. You have to come to the face of it.
The final stone for Ed Werenich here in this first end. Looking to score his deuce to pick up the $1,000 skin.
Anywhere across the face is fine. No problem.
And out the back end, you can put $1,000 in the pocket of the wrench. Ed Werenich opens the scoring here in this first end. When we come back, Russ Howard will have last rock. And he'll have a chance to match it. Another $1,000 when we come back to Saskatoon.
Today's telecast brought to you in part by Air Canada. Air Canada is proud to bring you from here to there and places in between. And by Cantel's Amigo, the first cellular phone to bring you affordable peace of mind.
Snack attack, snack attack.
Looks like a job for Captain Nibbler.
Packs of 5 singles, 2 McCain cheese nibblers, good for you. Zap that snack attack, everyone agrees. Nothing tastes quite like real cheese.
Your whole family will love the delicious, nutritious taste of McCain Cheese Nibblers, the satisfying snack that comes in all their favorite varieties.
Zap that snack attack, pick a pack today. McCain cheese nibblers, what do you say?
Zap that snack attack.
So I'm channel surfing when it occurs to me, I wouldn't mind hitting one of those fashion TV shows in Paris. You know, I'd find out what's in, find out what's out. That'd be cool. And who knows, maybe someone over there would appreciate the enduring qualities of a true Canadian lager. Hey, trendy colors come and go. Me, I prefer blue.
When they saw the first fiberglass skis or the first graphite tennis racket, some people laughed.
They'll never last.
And when some people first saw the hammer, they had the same reaction.
Get serious. Where's the straw?
Then, two-time Canadian and world champions Ed Werenich and Russ Howard chose the hammer.
The quick-change faceplates provide greater control under all types of ice conditions.
The hammer is the most effective sweeping device I've ever used.
Now who's laughing? For more information, call 1-800-567-7757.
Ed Werenich has opened up with a $1,000 skin in the first end. of this 94 McCain TSN Skins game from the Nutana Curling Club in Saskatoon. So it'll be Russ Howard with last rock here in the second end. And to get us going, this is the Werenich lead, Neil Harrison.
And once again, with the free guard zone rule in effect, this they'd like to stone about a foot to 2 feet in front of the rings, right on the center line. And even if you so desired, you could not remove it. You can hit it, you can touch it over, but you cannot take it out of play. Maybe a little high, Linda.
This is interesting. In the first end, when Howard put a rock on the center line short, Ed Werenich went to a corner guard. This time, Russ is trying the other way of handling the center line guard. He's trying to come just short and just a little bit closer to the house than the opponent's guard.
Yeah, I think maybe the main reason why he's going towards the center and not to the corner as Eddie Werenich did is the fact that the long guard, the guard out there now is a little higher. It's a little further out. So the play is going to be 4 foot as opposed to forcing it to the side. But not with that one. Werenich needs to steal to get the skin.
Chance for a hit and roll here with the out turn.
Good lesson for anyone that's playing the game or skipping. The acknowledgement by the skip that he'd just given too much ice on the shot.
Well, either that or the lead usually points it out to him.
No, not normally.
No.
Yeah, I'm a little hesitant in pointing that out to the skip. I don't know anymore.
You hear that very cry.
Yeah, that's him, yeah.
Mr. Crump, we call him.
Well, that one tracked a little bit straight again. They're just outside the line that will curl a lot.
Well, these two teams are the first and second in terms of money won all time in these McCain TSN Skins games. Russ Howard at 145 plus. Ed Werenich just over $122,000.
Whoa! Whoa! Yep!
Broke at the end, Linda.
Yeah, that time the skip was right. Ed Werenich was saying a little bit earlier to sweep because he was anticipating that movement, and the team called them off. The thrower called them off, and so they rolled too far. It gives Russ Howard a chance to come back around that guard.
Wayne Vidal playing second, filling in for Ken McDermott, who's Russ's second man. Bases. Good young curler from the North Malton area.
Really having trouble with that patch.
Same way.
He hasn't moved the broom in very much. I don't know if he's just thinking that as the pebble breaks down, it's going to keep moving a little bit more. Of course, those have had exactly house weight and didn't need sweeping, and sometimes those also go a bit straighter.
Yep.
Pat Roll.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Right on. Right on. I didn't do anything.
Shorty mentioned earlier to me that there's just a spot that once you get over the hog line, just around the edge of the 4 foot where they run with the in turn and the out turn going the other way, they run a little bit straight, especially when you just step the weight a little bit up. That's pretty common. He loves these stones. He says these stones are as good as stones as he's ever worked with.
No. No, not yet.
The surfaces are sharp.
No. No! Whoa!
Playing for $1,000 here in this second end. And remember now, with Russ Howard having last rock, the hammer, he needs to score 2. John Kawaja.
Harry. Stop! Yes!
Well, that's a great shot. John was panicking. You could hear him calling sweep, but it did just curl nicely at the end. Got the roll.
It ducks in behind that Center line guard.
They let it go so that it just got by the guard to make contact and get that little bit of roll so that it's not exposed to the opponent. Nice job of sweeping it behind the guard.
Here's a good look at the ice. Russ is taking right in the middle of the 8-foot. He's playing to tap this back. In other words, back 8-foot weight. So we'll see how it moves with this kind of weight now. It's got a chance to...
Got 30 feet.
He's got a little more weight, I think, than he's expected. He's got almost hack weight.
Get over.
Just didn't make a move.
It did do one thing, and that is open up the rock that was behind the guard. It's now exposed. And so he might have a chance to get a nose, or hit and roll rather, off one of two rocks to get behind that guard next time.
Right on. Right on. What do you like? Hey, hit and roll. Forward. Yep.
The choices being, of course, he's playing the hit and roll. You could just draw around the center line guard to the 4-foot as well, as opposed to playing this hit and roll. Let's say, what do you like? Glenn wanted to play the hit and roll, so that's exactly what they're doing. Shaded area is the edge of the 4-foot, so you can watch the line of the stone as it enters the house, the rings. Now the hit and a little roll. Exposed about half the rock,
There,
they can see, I think.
There with hack.
They're not quite as certain in this spot because, of course, they've been playing the other side of the sheet a lot more.
That looks, I think that's enough ice.
You know, the interesting thing in the shootout, Vic, was that all 4 of the skips that drew with their outturns. Right down this exact path. Nobody threw their in-turn. They all 4 threw their outturns.
And maybe realizing what we've seen now when you go with the in-turn. That cement's a little straighter. Ice
Yeah, maybe a little bit more consistent, that spot is what you're trying to say, yeah.
Ed Werenich, his first stone here in this second end, worth $1,000, looking to steal.
May have got that started because John yelled pretty early.
Oh, just the rub on the front one.
It'd be interesting to hear their comments now, if we can hear Ed's comments.
That's tight. I didn't think I was tight. He was hollered all the way. It must have been.
There's your comment. Just rubs it. And John did holler right off the bat, so he thought for sure Ed was a little tight on the broom. In other words, being on the inside. He was inside the stick. And it went right away, and the result is he took the guard. A chance for Russ.
But if I get by, I got a good shot. Yeah, it still bounces out, though. It's going so straight. Yeah.
All right, Linda, you need the 2 to score the skin. You get it in there right now? Right in there?
Well, this is interesting because you have to protect this path, and so you have to come with the outturn, but it'll be interesting to see how deep he can come.
6 inches short. 6 inches outside 4.
He's coming right in, but whether or not he's playing just to be exactly second shot or tap it, we'll have to wait and see.
I think he's looking to try and get it half behind the long guard. Into the 8-foot. Into the 8-foot, top of the 4-foot is perfect, but he wants it behind the long guard. Now, it's not second shot. He wanted it top 4-foot. But it's not a bad shot, and as you mentioned, forces Eddie to go to the other side and play the in-turn. Got no choice.
Perfect. 6 inches more.
6 inches more is right. If he gets it for second shot, and then this shot of Ed's is very, very difficult because he's looking at the 2 points that can lose him the money. This way, if he gets it just around, corner frozen.
Well, we'll see if Ed can find the right path, because this is where Howard was struggling to find the line.
Okay, he wanted this one right in this area here. It comes up a little short. It allows Ed to come around and try and get an angle frozen right into that area there.
There is that kind of movement there, Linda?
There is late. That's the problem, is
24?
letting it get to the spot where it'll curl late and get behind that stone that's in the front of the 8-foot.
This in-turn has been running a little bit straighter, and we haven't seen a lot of them because all their practice shots were with the out-turn before this game started.
Only if you have to.
Wolf, you can. Line's good. Right. Wolf, you can.
It's just not moving, Linda. Here it comes.
It's got to be far enough to make them force a play.
Wow, when it gets to that hog line, it absolutely snaps over.
It holds for a minute, then it starts to go quickly. But he can just touch this up for a deuce now. Same out-turn shot.
Just a little wide there.
It actually drifted out, though.
Yeah, you threw wide.
Did I? Wow, I almost cut the ice down.
A bit. You got to go tighter?
If that Werenich stone was just a little bit further, even if it wasn't that well buried, it would prevent them from making this as easily. They just have to touch this stone up.
Like the draw of the tap. They're good. This thing bothers me a bit.
Okay, he wanted this rock right into this area here, not here. He could play the draw for 2, but I think he's playing the tap, Linda. He mentioned the tap, and on the way down he said, should we try the draw or the tap? And it's a tap with the ice he's giving for sure.
So like one or the other.
Yeah, you know, he's just going to tap it up. He'd be taking more ice if he was drawing.
What I like about taking the same path is we're early in the game and you're not always that certain about the different paths, and I think playing the same shot twice is the best idea.
All right, trying to tap the stone up for a $1,000 skin to even it up after 2 ends here at the Nutana Curling Club. There's the tap. Now, did he tap it too far? Boy, did it ever. Absolutely.
Yeah, no kidding.
Ground to a halt at the back of the 4.
I like to reel that one. Yeah? Yeah.
I'm not sure it would have stopped otherwise. It was going to be close.
It was going to be close.
Well,
I think it was going to stop, but you may be
it.
right, Linda. It may have slid too far.
The line was perfect. They weren't worried about that.
Now,
right there, it just, and there's a little scratch mark. You can sort of see below the eye. The eye's dotted both ways.
It may have been too heavy. You're absolutely right.
thank goodness. He picks up $1,000. We're all even after 2 ends of the 94 McCain TSN Skins game.
McCain took your favorite sandwiches and put them in their pockets. Introducing new McCain ham and cheese and beef and cheddar super pockets.
Savor the flavors, 'cause it's the bite you really like.
All in a crust that's baked, not fried, so there's no leaks, no mess.
Back to make it eat, it's a bite you really like.
New McCain super pockets. We filled up our pockets with the flavors you savor.
McCain!
Introducing the Dremel Moto Tool. You cut, we cut. You sharpen, we sharpen. You polish, we polish. You drill, we drill. You clean, we clean. You sand, we sand. You grind, we grind. You hammer. Did I mention we cut? The Dremel Moto Tool, with more than 150 available accessories. Why settle for some 2-bit Christmas gift?
Hurlers, with the Hammer broom, you will never lose a shot to a hair or straw again.
Every curler has had a good shot ruined by straw or push broom hair. The Hammer eliminates debris and creates increased friction for better results.
The Hammer's easy-to-change faceplate suit different ice conditions.
The Hammer is the cleanest, most effective sweeping device our team has ever used.
For the location of a store near you, call 1-800-567-7757.
Commercial aviation in Canada began with bush pilots. They're really part of the entrepreneurial spirit that's in our company even today. People are interested in seeing the world we live in, touching others, understanding others. You're not going to understand it over a fax machine. Many of the escapes in life are the things that are part of the American Express membership rewards program. We'd like the flight to be part of the vacation.
Use your points on Canadian Airlines and anything else that lifts the spirits.
R.Howard picks up the $1,000 skin in that second end to even it. Did you get a break there?
Yeah, I think so. I got a break in Eddie's first one. He almost got a bye, and then one of those shots you tend to throw the same speed and you come up an inch light. So I wanted to be positive, and I was very positive. I think that was gone, and we grabbed a little bit of something at the end.
Oh, so that's not part of a new repertoire. That's not something you have in your bag.
No, that's not at all. That's, our hammers don't shed, eh? So
no,
can't blame it on us or Eddie for that matter. But yeah, I think it was a little hot. But it's 1-1. What the heck?
Yeah, Russ, a little tricky spot maybe on the other side, trying to get into the behind the guard area.
Yeah, I made Peter look pretty bad on the first intern. He shoved it out a little bit, but the second one we moved the broom into where it should go, and it's not moving like it was in practice. So it's still going, but you got it. There's a spot. Yeah, you've got to get in a little tighter.
Russ, thanks very much.
Thank you.
As we go to the third end of play, and this is it. Now, where does it grab it? Right there, and then it just does a hard spin and stops, and that was enough to give him his $1,000 skin, even it up. So we go to the third end, tied at $1,000 apiece.
Okay, guys.
Ed Werenich does have the last rock, and we're playing for $1,250.
Go this way, Peter.
Going to try the intern this time. Come down with the intern. Peter Corner. Looking for about 2 feet in front of the rings.
Line's good. Hard, real hard. Real hard. Hurry.
There's a great shot.
Really nicely placed, as Ray was mentioning earlier. It depends how far that guard is out in front of the house as to what Werenich can do, whether he can come around it or try another guard in the center line area. But because it's so tight, he's going to a corner guard.
It's the same pattern and same thing he did in the first end. That rock is so tight to the rings that it makes the play to the forefoot so difficult. So we'll try to set up the corner guard and move the play to the edges to try and get his deuce that way.
Hard.
Worked for him in the first end, so.
The police constable with the Halton Regional Force, Peter Corner.
Tight. Tight. Hard. Hard for line. Ball. It's heavy, eh? Okay. Want to rub it? Better. Ball. Yeah. Right on.
He's too strong. But lots of movement. The rocks behind the tee line can hurt you. Here's a good example.
I was mentioning earlier the whole object of this game is to protect the front of the forefoot, that the stones in the front of the house and the front 12-foot area will be good for you. You can tap them up, but the ones at the back don't do you any good at all.
Neil Harrison, like his skip, firefighter in Scarborough, Ontario. Looks like he may have grabbed something.
How's the weight?
Mine's not bad, yeah. Weight's good. Mine's good.
Yep.
Here it comes now. It's walking right over, boy.
Yeah, that was like it almost caught something there, too. I don't know.
They were pretty casual about that, weren't they? Great shot by Neil.
I'm not sure what the debris would be out on the ice. As they mentioned, they're using the cloth brooms, so there aren't any bristles to catch.
Wayne Madaw.
Raise back. It's going to throw too much, I think, Linda.
Catches a corner. You know, we've seen in other championships, sometimes it's carpet fiber.
That's right. Yeah, the new carpets that are put down because of the event will often shed things. And, of course, there's other bits of dust and debris that come out there as well.
Around. Okay.
This is a good situation now for Pat Perreault, and Eddie wants the corner guard. He wants it top of the 8-foot behind the corner. You could play the freeze as he suggested, but this is the better of the two, I think. In this situation, there's lots of stones to come. The freeze is always there, Linda.
Absolutely. I would play in front of the tee line as much as I can early in the end, hoping to have something set up for later.
It's really good throw, isn't it? Sideways.
No. Bump it.
Now, that's a good lesson to learn. Just a little thing, but they were trying to bump the opponent's stone because they didn't want to set up the two stones to allow a perfect double raise, leaving two guards in front of a rock behind in the 4-foot area. So you're always looking at those. If they're not going to work, what's the next best thing you can do?
Wayne's still the golf pro, the ice maker at St. George's in Toronto.
Line's good. Ball. Ball. There. Never. Never.
Good job, Wayne. Sit down.
A little too tight. They wanted it out in front.
Which turn you want?
Pat has his own company, Patrick's computer software consulting.
Yep. Ready? Stop. Not moving. Trying.
Well, they weren't playing the double. What they were looking for was the hit and roll on the shooter behind that black stone just in front of the house, but they'll take the double. It wasn't going to curl.
Russell hit this on the nose if he can. Just sit right there. Block that 4-foot. Howard needing to steal the point for the skin. Werenich needs a deuce.
Go here?
Yeah, or around the corner, either way.
No problem, then he can go there.
Okay.
I like this. Might be a little slower here.
That's a good point. John mentioned going around the corner, but Eddie says if you do that, you don't get it buried, you show a corner. He hits and rolls to the 4-foot behind the center line guard. If you go this way and you show a corner, the hit and rolls away from the center line.
Yep. Hurry!
If you're sitting at home watching this, you're watching two of the best skips in the world. Great readers of ice, great understanding of the game.
That was a terrific shot. It just got by the guard.
I'm playing for the rub.
Went a little bit too deep so that Howard can try and follow it.
Oh, I probably didn't have enough ice either.
It's just a little deep because it allows Howard now to sit on top of it, Linda. You're right, it's a great shot. They just got it by. You heard Eddie say I wouldn't have minded the rub either to go behind the corner.
Heavy.
But watch where the movement is. You'll watch it on this line, and this is again a spot where it breaks late. You get a lot of movement in the last few feet.
So from the edge of the 4-foot, just outside the hog line.
You can't hit this. You got to sit on top of it. You leave it. Not bad. It's a little less weight. It's perfect.
Same shot. I'll give you a hair less, eh?
Same ice.
Okay.
Same weight then. The edge of the 4-foot is the shaded area. This one's holding. There's that rotation Linda referred to on John Stones. He throws a little bit more rotation. Uh-oh, trouble city now.
And so big trouble for Ed Werenich because the fact he has last rock, needing to score 2. Howard looking for the steal, and Howard has his stone sitting right on the lid.
Same shot you threw the first end, Russ. There, okay. Pete.
Looking for the guard. There's the indication by Glenn. Thank you. Wants to overlap the Yellowstone to take away the raise.
Yeah. Not too much?
How's that?
Alright.
How's that? I think that's good.
Plug the hole and overlap the Yellowstone sitting in front so that Mr. Werenich cannot raise it back to the 4-foot.
Gonna bend too far. Just clean. Don't line it up. Whoa, leave it short. Short better.
You heard him say don't line it up. That's what I mentioned earlier. You always have to be careful of the positioning of the two stones, not to get them too close, and that's a nice shot.
I think there's a hole there. And we got to take the top one off, eh? Make it again. You take this one off, we got trouble. Yeah. I think there's a hole there. Just back here. It'll curl. That one?
Now this one into the other one.
Neil's talking
All
about
right.
a double
You didn't know?
raise.
All right.
Not that much of it. It has to be great.
Okay, just a sec. That's pretty tight ice, Johnny. I just want to... Give me here. Give me there. Don't move a bit. Just got to hit it off center.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the hole's pretty small. Looked like it was going to be a hole.
This is the hole they're talking about right here. I think it looks pretty small, too. He's going to hit this just off center onto this one, hoping to drive it back onto that one there. And if nothing else, Linda, open it up.
Absolutely the best choice, I think.
That hole looks pretty small to me, too. Just off center, you heard him say. It's his out turn.
And his first stone here in this third end is worth
Right on.
$1,250.
Never.
Got a little pull on it. He's in trouble now. The hole is there now, but they'll plug it, and the other two rocks are not lined up.
I shove it at the end. Wasn't a very good move.
That's all he's got. Or that's tough for two. Guard the hole? Or guard the black one even. You can make the black one for one.
Yeah.
So right here?
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Leaving the top one for two.
Right here. He wants it right there, covering this hole here, and taking away this raise here. That'll force Eddie to go over and play this shot here onto that one there.
Linda's just looking at percentages here.
You can't stop them all, Linda.
Want to get a piece of the black one?
No, the interesting thing, though, is if Ed makes the other one, he does get two. And I was looking at this thinking this spot isn't that easy for a two. But this is what Howard thinks is the easier shot that he's trying to prevent Ed Werenich from coming through this area.
Well, he thinks the hole is easier than the angle raise for two.
At the end.
I'd like to cover a little bit of the black one if you could.
It's just not curling.
Staying right there.
Well, that's unfortunate. That really doesn't do anything.
There's a hole, but that's in the way.
The hole's there, but you're going to have to play it with hack weight. I think maybe the raise is...
That's why I was just hesitating
easier.
with that other shot, because to me it seemed like the best shot for two was probably going to be the raise. I just wasn't sure about that spot on the other side.
The rock that was just thrown there, Vic, it kind of prevents you from playing a draw, like a back 8-foot weight through the hole, because it's another stone out. So if that stone, if the guard just thrown isn't there, I think Eddie's going to go through the hole to just tap it back for two. But now, the only way you could get through the hole would be with hack weight, so he's going to play the angle raise for two.
And a two.
Feels like there's a gravel pit underneath here.
Yeah. Remember the last end, Russ Howard. His raised stone picked up something, stopped in time for his skin. Final stone then for Ed Werenich. Chance to pick up the $1,250 right now, though. It belongs to Russ Howard.
Curl too much, or get close, he's close.
There's the raise, catch the corner, push it out now. Russ Howard steals the skin of $1,250 here in the third end of play. When we come back, we'll put another $1,250 on the table in this opening game of the 94 McCain TSN Skins game.
I'll call. Hello?
Hi. I just wanted to say Merry Christmas.
I love you too, Dad.
Can Telamigo at these fine stores.
Super crisps, super spirals. McCain, what have you done to my fries?
We've spiced them up.
All right.
We've crisped them up. Brilliant. We've even curled them up.
Excellent.
McCain has taken its famous super fries, dipped them in light batter, and surrounded them with bite after bite of crispy, crunchy, super spicy satisfaction. Straight ahead or curled around. Super crisps and super spirals from McCain. You'll love what we've done to your fries.
When they saw the first fiberglass skis or the first graphite tennis racket, some people laughed.
They'll never laugh.
And when some people first saw the hammer, they had the same reaction.
Get serious. Where's the straw?
Then, two-time Canadian and world champions Ed Werenich and Russ Howard chose the hammer.
The quick-change faceplates provide greater control under all types of ice conditions.
The hammer is the most effective sweeping device I've ever used.
Now who's laughing? For more information, call 1-800-567-7757.
Wayne Maddaw says it was basically all time for a change, time for a new curling challenge. It was great being part of one of Canada's, in fact, the world's top rinks for 5 years. Well, then if it was so good, why leave such a good thing?
Russ and I and Peter and Glenn were all great friends, and it was one of the hardest things I ever did was decide to leave them.
Of course, part of the reason is the challenge of skipping his own team. It's something he's done before, something he's done as a junior, but there is a little more to it.
Rick Lang summed it up for me best last weekend when he said, you got to be scared when you're on the ice, scared that the other guy can beat you. And when I played with Russ and Glenn and Pete, I didn't think anyone could beat us. Like, never. It was just, we're going to win all the time. And even, you know, you're playing the Brier final last year and you're not nervous. And I'm thinking, you know, it's fun to be out here, but, you know, there should be more to it.
Now, obviously, skipping is an adjustment compared to playing second. And Maddaw says he doesn't miss the sweeping, but what he enjoys most of all is having to make those big shots.
I'm telling you, he's like a young Russ Howard or a young Al Hackner. He's got all those shots. He's probably got more shots than any of those guys right now. It's just, I think you just gotta calm him down a little bit and get him to be able to throw that tee shot under pressure and keep his nerves calm. But he's a great young guy. He's going places.
It puts the pressure on yourself to be able to make that last shot, and that's what I like. It, you know, it keeps me intense and it keeps me wanting to play and come back every weekend.
And yes, the comparisons are being made. Wayne Maddaw says he's learned an awful lot in the 5 years playing with maybe the best skip in the world right now in Russ Howard. Ed Werenich joins us, down a skin, gives up the steal of $1,250.
Ed, the last end, things didn't work out. We talk about controlling the front of the forefoot, and really you didn't have a good way into that forefoot area.
No, I didn't throw the rock really well. I could have accomplished a little more on my first one and forced Russ to make a really good guard. And then I got a little tight with my second one to give it. I didn't really give it a chance. It looked like it had a chance, but I didn't think so.
The intern of John's held out. Did he just... he took the same ice as his first one, or the second one kind of held out on him?
He jabbed it wide.
He did it. He put it outside a little bit.
Yeah, because it's a pretty touchy little spot.
Yeah.
You know, he made such a good shot in his first one, and the second one hung. He gets it around, but that's why we play this game.
That's right.
You play the game to win money, and let's go. There's $1,250 up for grabs here in end number 4. Once again, Ed Werenich will have last rock as he tries to get that $1,250 back.
Interesting comments by Wayne. You know, and he's right. Ricky Lang did sum it up. I know that all the curlers you talk to, the people I've played with, or times I've been involved in the game, that if you're not, you don't have that nervous feeling and that real desire to be a little bit afraid out there, and the game does lose something for you. That's one of the things that's made the free rock rule, the free guard rule, brought back into the game. The ability for the front ends to have to make those more difficult shots as opposed to the routine peels. It's a real interesting situation now to be able to control your, you know, all the adrenaline that rushes in when the pressure builds, and I found those comments of Wayne's very, very interesting. It must have been a very difficult decision.
He has a great team now, too, though. If you look at the lineup he got to play with him this year, it's a terrific team as well. What's interesting about this end, it started in a similar manner with the guard being placed near center line, but the guard stayed to the one side of center so that Ed Werenich was able to play the turn with more curl. We've talked about how the one turn hangs a little bit, so he was able to come around. He didn't actually want it as deep as it came. It's right into the forefoot, and Howard's going to try and follow it down.
Wayne got off, Wayne's got off to a pretty good start too, skipping Vic. He won the Thunder Bay World Curling Tour Bronzefield last weekend, I believe.
He's won about $26,700. In fact, he's won. Wayne's team has won more than Russ Howard this year. He's got Graham McCarroll and Ian Tetley and Scott Bailey along with him this year. They're curling very well. It's a change too. I mean, you think about this. Wayne coming back. Peter goes back to lead, where he would normally play second now for Russ Howard. I mean, mentally, Linda, is it much of an adjustment? Physically, is it an adjustment for Wayne Madon now? He has to do more brushing.
I think it is, but he's played it for so long, I don't think it's a big problem. Just be a little careful when you say goes back to playing lead.
Well,
Ray might reach over and bop you one, because it really is a very important position, a different position, absolutely, Ray and Vic, and I think because they've played it so long, I don't think it's a huge adjustment for today.
I think the physical aspect that you talked about that could be a factor. We're talking about a 10-game series for Wayne, but not in a 2-game series where you got all this money on the line. That'll generally carries you a long way. You can brush all day long today if you're picking up the dough. There he is.
Wait there. Heavy. Stay with the line.
Let's remember as well, the skipping is not new to him. Former junior champion in Ontario. Tried skipping initially when he joined the men's ranks. Didn't work out so well. And really served, I think, a bit of an apprenticeship, Ray, with Russ.
Well, I mean, he went to play front end for a phenomenal curler and a great combination with Glenn and Russ. So, I mean, he got, as he mentioned in his interview, he got all kinds of great experience. They were very, very close friends. It was a tough decision, but he's ready now. He's ready to skip, and that's what you should do. He did the right thing, in his own mind. And if he wants to skip now, you got to go and do it.
Stay with us.
Sen setting up pretty well for the wrench. Boy, that really moved at the last minute.
I'm almost positive that has something under it too. Now, I'm just supposing, but they're losing their handles, and their players are looking down, not expecting it to do what it's doing.
Come in there again. Just move it an inch.
Now, Wayne's last shot was a bit of a skip shot in that he wasn't smart side with it. He was deep, and if he'd been a little bit short, it was able to be raised up. He's got to get back into the second mode in these shots and make sure that he leaves his skip an opportunity to utilize his stones better. So he's got to pull back the weight a little bit on these.
How's the weight?
Lots of weight on this.
No, Glenn, no, Glenn. No. Okay, please.
Well, it's there to be used.
I was mentioning the skip shot. A skip has the mentality that they have to make the big shot, Ray. Like you have to make the key draw or the key tap, but the seconds are the setup players. That's what you got to do in the skins especially. It's so key for your skip to get the rocks in front of the forefoot.
Wow. Wow. Right up. Yep. Ooh. Yep. Easy. Yep.
There's 2 stones. Werenich is lying 1. The yellow stone is shot rock. Second shot is the Howard stone, the back of the forefoot. 8 o'clock position.
Yeah. Normal.
Can't leave this one there. They got to hit it.
Board. Yeah.
Doubles there.
Yeah, I look at that.
Quiet.
Right on.
rid of one, and the shooter will spin in. First time in the game we've seen so many stones in and around the 4 foot.
Get the roll in there, eh?
It has to be very interesting to decide where you want your stone to roll to.
Who's second shot here, Vic? Come on, Vic.
Yellowstone, Werenich.
Those young eyes that are getting older.
By the minute, yeah. Just a reminder to join Paul Romanuk, Bob McKenzie for SONHL Saturday night. Coming your way at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm sure Bob will have lots to say about the NHL negotiations that have broken off over the weekend and will resume on Monday.
What about Peel? Yeah. Get a lot of this one.
You have to hit a lot? I don't mind jamming it there.
At the top?
We're sitting 2 buried, aren't we? We jam it, we're 2, aren't we?
No. He's shot if you jam it.
Oh. Okay.
Well, you'll be here, that's all. Okay. Let's go here, right there. Lance, this one, we'll just move this one back. Normal or Peel?
Peel.
Peel.
Come across the face of the outside one, hitting it on the center line side, removing it, not jamming it, and pushing the other yellow stone in behind the black stone.
Whoa! Right on!
Pretty big weight.
Whoa!
Not enough action to get the movement they wanted on that yellow stone.
You had to hit it thinner.
Pretty good. Yeah, it's not moving.
No, nothing's moving, eh?
That's good, really.
Quiet. Normal.
On the inside.
Unless you want to guard it. No.
The problem with guarding it
Get
is
to the inside of that.
both of those
It's
black
good, eh?
stones are dangerous for Werenich, so he's trying to get rid of them both.
On the inside here, going that way.
John Kawacha.
Just board weight. He yelled right away, so he must have been inside on it, I think, trying to hear what Ed has to say.
Is weight, though, a problem with that stone as well, Linda?
Well, it looked like that was the right weight for that shot. I didn't think it would be a problem there, regardless of how much ticket weight you threw. It just took off.
All right, did you? Okay. Oh, you couldn't be wide.
Well, there's a perfect example, and it's a good lesson, and once again, for other teams, is that Eddie said, hey, it looked like you threw it well. No, he said, I threw it inside. So John knew he threw it inside. He yelled right away.
Been a bad shot.
We'll move up here.
Right here, eh?
I didn't throw any hits. How much is it coming up with a hit? Just about a foot? Yeah. Glenn's didn't go at all here. Yeah. Half rack?
Yeah. Playing for $1,250 here in this 4th end. Werenich needs 2 to pick up the skin. Howard looking to steal.
He got to the center line pretty early on this. He's going to hit it a touch on the outside. There it is.
Right here? Okay. Huh? Sure.
Well, this is kind of interesting, Linda. He's going to draw. You know, you could play the hit and roll and try and get it open a little bit, because you may have...
Eh? Move.
Oh, I know. How was that for speed? Firm.
It might get tight. That's about where you threw it in the second end.
Yeah.
Want a little more?
Okay.
Wernich's going to have to score 2 here, but...
You want to do this, or you want to just hit it and carry on?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is that you could play the hit and roll here and open it up, so at least you can get your 1 point, you know, and carry on.
Oh, turn right around. Okay, that'll make it too easy for him.
What I was talking about is, if he's playing the draw down through this hole here into this area here, you could hit this one here and try and roll, and if nothing else, it opens up this side so you can get in later on, but...
I like this call. It's very aggressive. He could also freeze to the back one and try and set up something there, but he's going to utilize the opponent's stones as guards.
But they're so tight to the rings. You don't want to, let it get so close you can't get your single. But he's got great line here. Little rub maybe.
Real hard.
Good shot.
It will stop in time to be shot stone.
And it's shot rock.
Werenich is battling a bad cold. It has for a number of weeks now, he was telling me.
I thought I overthrew it.
I could tell the way I really want to.
Yeah.
Through the hole? No, just bump that. Play the top, you mean?
Okay, there's a couple. The first inkling Russ had was to play this one back, drive it onto this one here. And Glenn says, gee, I don't know. If you don't make that, he gets the draw for 2. We could come down into this area here and just sit right in here and make him make the shot. I'll just draw that in for you again here momentarily. Down here, sitting in this area here, and make him make the shot for 1, and maybe we could steal a point. And that's what they're doing. They first thought about this raised back.
We're better to cross it, eh? Well, yeah, because then he hits it, he's going to have trouble getting it by the back one. If I cross it and leave a hole, but over there's no good.
Oh, it's a great shot by Werenich, and I absolutely would play draw weight. I wouldn't play any take-out weight on that front stone. He could raise it up just to try and drive it into the 4-foot area, but he's going to follow down the same path.
Going to draw down. He could play the tap-back raises, let me suggest, but he's just going to follow the stone down. Just a draw. Waits up, Peter Corner says. You can see the hand go to the air.
It's curling, though. They've got to watch the line, too.
They lose it, Linda?
Got to get it through now. They
left it. They left it.
Get rid of that thing. I got to get rid of that thing.
Okay, so Russ's comment is about the stone itself.
That thing's brutal. Get rid of it. Well, here.
He's talking about the rock being a cutter of some nature, I guess, Vic. He says, so you'll see that Peter Corner will throw that the next end. That rock just throwing. It made a big cut.
It hasn't moved yet. Well, let's get rid of it. Well, you got the 1 rock or the 2 rock?
So they're making the change and asking Peter which one Russ should take, the 1 or the 2 rock.
So Ed has to go a little wider here to try and get in for his 2nd point and the skin.
And the problem's going wider, Linda?
Well, we've seen it react quite differently. Now, this turn not as much so as the other side of the sheet, but it does go a little straighter. And, of course, you're always questioning the weight. It might be a touch stickier.
All right, this for the skin and $1,250 to even it up after 4 ends.
He needs to bite the 4-foot. Looks a little strong, maybe. Good shot.
Boy, it just gave it just a little bit of a brush on the way by to pick up the skin of $1,250, and we're all even. Werenich and Howard. When we come back, the 5th end will be worth $1,500 in front of a good crowd here at the Nutana Curling Club in Saskatoon.
Curlers, with the Hammer broom, you will never lose a shot to a hair or straw again.
Every curler has had a good shot ruined by straw or push broom hair. The Hammer eliminates debris and creates increased friction for better results.
The Hammer's easy to change faceplates to different ice conditions.
The Hammer is the cleanest, most effective sweeping device our team has ever used.
For the location of a store near you, call 1-800-567-7757.
Introducing the Dremel Moto Tool. You cut, we cut. You sharpen, we sharpen. You polish, we polish. You drill, we drill. You clean, we clean. You sand, we sand. You grind, we grind. You hammer. Did I mention we cut? The Dremel Moto Tool, with more than 150 available accessories. Why settle for some 2-bit Christmas gift? There's one cake so good,
it will keep you coming back for more. McCain Deep and Delicious Cakes, sealed with a see-through dome to keep in all that rich, moist, deliciously fresh taste. So, you can raid the cake tray, seal up the rest, and put it back in the freezer. Till you're ready for the very next craving. McCain Deep and Delicious. Cake so good, it'll keep you coming back for more.
When they saw the first fiberglass skis or the first graphite tennis racket, some people laughed.
They'll never last.
And when some people first saw the hammer, they had the same reaction.
Get serious. Where's the straw?
Then, two-time Canadian and world champions Ed Werenich and Russ Howard chose the hammer.
The quick-change faceplates provide greater control under all types of ice conditions.
The hammer is the most effective sweeping device I've ever used.
Now who's laughing? For more information, call 1-800-567-7757.
Canada's oldest and only national monthly curling publication just got better. To subscribe to the Curling News, now a magazine, call this toll-free number, 1-800-553-8003. Canadian Curling News, now it's a magazine. This, of course, just the opening game of our McCain TSN Skins doubleheader. Coming up at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, it'll be Rick Folk, the reigning Canadian world champion, against the former Brier winner, Kevin Martin. 8 p.m. Eastern Time here on TSN as we play for $1,500, all tied here, going to the fifth end. Both teams with $2,250 apiece.
Yeah, get tight.
Short's fine.
Well, they were talking about Peter throwing the stone that Russ Howard didn't like, and I know some skips hesitate to move stones around to change during the game, but as soon as you have an inkling that there might be something different about the stone you have as a skip, get rid of it, because it's always in your mind, even if it really isn't that bad a difference. It's always there, and you're thinking about it every time you throw that stone.
Well, it's a psychological thing. You're absolutely right. Even if it isn't, normally these guys know rock so well that I'm sure that it's one that's cutting a little more. It's a because it seemed to be sliding and all of a sudden digging in a couple of times.
Yeah, the last one especially, because he had enough weight. It's sometimes hard to tell when the weight's needing sweeping, but that one didn't need sweeping and it still took the big curl. So I think definitely Russ made the right decision. Two center line guards, and they're trying to come around it with the in-turn.
Howard doesn't like the stone out in front on the center line, so he'll hit and try and stick right there. Both the stones out in front, or two of the three stones will be his.
Something to use, huh?
Absolutely. Howard needing a deuce. Doesn't want to go that way.
Reminder again, SO NHL Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Paul Romanek, Bob McKenzie. They'll probably want to talk about the Gretzky All-Stars. 7-1 winners over Jokerit today in Helsinki. So despite the opening loss, that exhibition loss to the Detroit Vipers the other night, Gretzky's All-Stars come back and score lots. 7-1 over Jokerit in Helsinki.
Hurry.
It's going to curl too much, too. It's really starting to move. It's a little warmer in here now. I mentioned when we did reading the ice Linda, that one problem that Shorty Jenkins had earlier in the day and last night as well was the ice was actually cutting and swinging too much. He really loves these stones. They're very, very sharp, and they really move. And the building has warmed up a little bit, and the ice is going to be flattening off a little bit. The pebbles flattening off a bit, and so they're really starting to move a little more. These are all the adjustments you have to make when you're reading ice and calling a curling game.
Trying to raise the ones in that's about a foot in front of the house. They think they might be able to get them both in if they hit them just right. A little tick on the other one.
Never.
There you go. Pushed it a little further than they wanted.
A little too far, yeah. But they got them both in.
Good shot, though.
And remember again, here in the fifth end, playing for this $1,500 that Russ Howard, with last rock, needs to score 2 to win the money.
Howard has that little hammer we have up on our board there. You're outside in that 12-foot area now. Needs to break. Chance for the hit and roll for Russ Howard.
Board or normal? Normal.
Normal weight.
Wow, never. Right on.
No.
I guess gotta hit this, eh? I give it tight ice. I don't care if you roll out.
Well, it looks like really tight ice.
Well, it's pretty straight out here.
It's been a busy year for John Kawaja, marketing manager for Adidas Canada, involved with USA 94, the Soccer World Cup. Inside roll, and it is a beauty.
Great shot is right.
And they thought it might take off because John was worried that wasn't enough ice, but the brushers held it in the perfect line to get the roll.
You know, and John was questioning the ice in the hack. He said, gee, it looks like it's tight ice, Eddie, but Eddie was stuck by his convictions, and obviously he was right. Whoa.
So they've got to open up the front. Howard looking to get in at that one right behind the guard. Nice shot.
He's caught them both.
Amazing curling.
Those kind of shots, those tap backs, those angles, easier on a sheet of ice that is so consistent.
What makes this sheet a little bit tougher is the big swing as it's coming into center. You have to anticipate that swing, get the brushing on so those raises are accurate. But this is great ice because they are making a lot of terrific shots.
And you're right too, Vic, is that ice that does the same thing over and over again, especially this ice is, you step your weight up a little bit, it'll hold its line for you. And brushing makes a big difference. This is a great shot.
Full top 4. John Kawaja sucks it in behind cover.
2 great shots by John.
Top of the foot? Yeah. He was here.
Yeah.
Just draw a heavy draw, that's all. Just draw.
Back 4-foot weight is what he's looking for. Heavy draw. The out turn. So solid on the ice surface. Kawaja, Glenn Howard, all of them.
Where is it?
The wrench is not quite so. Well, he makes up for it in lots of other ways. They get it by? Yes!
Trying to get the roll now.
That's great curling, isn't it?
Beautiful. Beautiful shot.
They just keep trading the great shots.
And that rock was fully buried.
I knew he's one of the big bananas.
Ed Werenich opened with last rock to grab the first skin. Howard with last rock replied. then stole 1250 in 3. Werenich came back with 1,000 in 4, 1,250 rather, and so that's why we're even at $2,250 apiece. Now playing for 1,500 here in 5.
This should move nicely.
We threw a number of interns
Might not
down.
be, eh? I think it'll move.
One of John's held and one broke.
We're inside the 4-foot path, so it should move most of the way.
These are weight shots again.
First stone for Ed Werenich here in 5, looking to steal. Oh, they got it.
It just got by. Of course, there was no roll because of that.
You know, I was talking to Neil Harrison earlier.
Because I was all the way out to the broom when I slid. Yeah.
Just listen to them. I was talking to Neil Harrison earlier, and he was saying, you know, the better the ice, the more...
Yeah, so the better, eh?
Yeah.
Go,
Too much? Is that what you're thinking? Too much?
For him, no, it just looks like a lot of ice.
Yeah, no, I must have turned it, eh?
The more you can do with the brushes, and that's so true. He said, you know, it's if you're doing your brushing properly, he said it kind of goes unnoticed, but do it improperly. And do you ever hear about it? And it's so
keep
true.
As close as we can to the left guard.
Looking for the hit and roll. He's thrown a little extra weight on this.
And the extra weight, and it ran straight.
You know, sometimes that happens too. He saw Werenich's rock come down and go sideways almost at the end, and you start to think about it a bit too much. He might have upped the weight a bit.
What's that? We can choke them both off.
Yeah, just, okay.
You just want to play the guard?
I think so.
Yeah.
I ain't got a chance.
Well, we can get to the front 12, ain't bad. Because it'll wind in there pretty good.
Just throw the guard, Eddie.
What do you guys want to do? I think we should go in. He wants to play the guard.
I like to just bite the 12.
Yeah, let's try bite the 12, Johnny. Probably give me a hair less.
Where are you trying to go?
The front 12.
John wants it.
12, make him
John
run
wants
hard.
it right there. Eddie says, no, I want a top 12 right in there.
His thinking is what, Linda?
Well, the difference being if you play the long guard, you're forcing the opponent into a draw somewhere in the board area, probably on that side. If you're playing it tighter, the opponent always has the opportunity to try and run it and get rid of everything. So it really depends on what you want to leave the opponent.
Boy, is this staying out.
If it has the weight, it'll move, but it's got to get to center line.
Come on! Hurry! Where's the goal? Where's the goal?
Yeah.
Closes it off. Yeah, there's no port now, so the raise to force a carryover.
That's right. It's going to play his own.
You're wide.
Yeah, I know, but to bring that rock up 3 feet and
I can sweep it if it's...
Yeah, it's normal.
Well, you heard what Eddie said. If we bring this rock here, up to this area here, you take away what he's playing. I'll just clear that for a moment. And he's playing to hit that one back onto that one and kill the end.
No, it's way too much.
So looking to force the carryover of $1,500 here in the 5th end. Our first carryover. Corner closest to the stone. Madai in front.
Close.
There it is.
There.
And there it is. And so we'll take the 1,500 and carry over to the 6th end of play, where we'll add another $1,500. And when we come back to Toontown, Saskatoon, we'll be playing for $3,000. The opening game of the 94 McCain TSN Skins game here on TSN.
McCain took your favorite sandwiches and put them in their pockets. Introducing new McCain ham and cheese and beef and cheddar super pockets. Savor the flavors, 'cause it's the bite you really like. All in a crust crust that's baked, not fried, so there's no leaks, no mess.
To make it eat, it's a bite you'll really love.
New McCain Super Pockets. We filled up our pockets with the flavors you savor.
McCain!
I'll call. Hello?
Hi. I just wanted to say Merry Christmas.
I love you too, Dad.
Cantalamigo at these fine stores.
Hurlers, with the Hammer broom, you will never lose a shot to a hair or straw again.
Every curler has had a good shot ruined by straw or push broom hair. The hammer eliminates debris and creates increased friction for better results.
The Hammer's easy to change faceplates suit different ice conditions.
The Hammer is the cleanest, most effective sweeping device our team has ever used.
For the location of a store near you, call 1-800-567-7757.
We gave Dodge Ram the most powerful overall line of truck engines on the planet. A driver's side airbag, the option of four-wheel anti-lock brakes, a cab design that sets a new standard for comfort and room. Then, after we made the Dodge Ram that good, we made it this bad. Introducing new Ram Sport from Dodge, Canada's truck stop.
Fifth end break, and we'll be playing for $3,000 in this sixth end. We're all even at $2,250. Ed Werenich and Russ Howard. Just another of their many great games.
Oh, we'll be up for the game for sure, but we've had some super games. They beat us in Charlottetown on a measure and on a throw-off for all the marbles, and we kind of stole one away from him a couple of years ago. He had us beat and outplayed us, I thought. And then 8, 9, and 10, everything went our way, and that's the Skins. That's the way it works. Last year, I didn't play that well, and we win the 9th and 10th end, and we win it all. So it always comes down to the end, and when you play a team like Eddie, there's going to be rocks in play. The format suggests that anyways, but it should be fun.
The last time in the Skins was 2 years ago, and it went down to last rock. It was a great finish. Charlottetown was the last rock, another great finish in the final. And even Brandon, I can remember, was last rock in the 9th end. So you know it's going to be a great game. You just got to play well.
Well, they're equal in appearances in the final. Both Howard and Werenich have been in 5 Skins games finals. $3,000. And you know, you look for ends that might mean a break. 3,000 here, while there's still lots to play for, but that 3,000 becomes more important. It gives you a little extra jump, a little bit more separation.
Yeah, this is an interesting game because it's really back and forth. Sometimes you see one team take the lead and there's a lot of pressure on the other to come back, but this could be quite a pivotal end. And Ed Werenich will have the hammer advantage coming into this end.
Eddie was saying at the beginning of the telecast, when we stood on the ice together, that it just doesn't get any better than this. He said, you know, you can't, the competition, the style of game that's played, and he fought hard, as you mentioned, Linda, to get back here, and he'd like to obviously get to that final. A lot of money at stake here for 2 games of curling.
Interesting, Peter Corner's first stone into the rings. And remember, because of the blank, the carryover, it's not like the conventional rules. The last rock goes back now to Werenich. So it'll be Eddie who needs to score 2. Howard, Russ looking to steal.
And many people will wonder, why would you ignore a stone that's in the back of the 4-foot? Well, you're looking for 2 points. Totally different strategy here. You won't just hit stones that are in the house. You'll play setups with your leads and second stones. That was supposed to be a little bit farther in front of the rings as a corner guard, but they'll try and utilize that stone later.
Be close, guys. Be close. No.
Weight's good. They're heavy. Whoa. Whoa. Hey, Peter.
Because you wear them till their tongues hang out, Micotin penetrates the skin to kill athlete's foot.
Neil Harrison. And so Howard still lying one, biting the back of the 4 with some cover. I find this curious here.
Yeah, this is the other interesting thing. There's guards on that stone.
Yeah, why are you touching these, Russ Howard?
Because, again, control of that area. Unfortunately for Russ Howard, that stone that's in the rings is behind the tee line, and it always allows Werenich to come down to it. So he's trying to make sure that those yellow stones don't cause him problems, and the best way to do it is get rid of them.
Well, and they were sitting so perfectly to get rid of both of them and save your shooter at the same time.
Okay.
So it's just, and those rocks can be moved up, and
right there?
They're going to work against you. That's why Eddie's putting them up there. Wernich's has the hammer here. He has to score 2, and it's the front stones that get you the 2s and 3s and 4s.
Papero. 2 Brier championships. 2 world championships. One, of course, with Al Hackner. That was 1985. And then one in 1990 with Ed Werenich.
Just to us, David Smith in the final that year.
I like that.
8 p.m. Eastern Time, the Western Battle. The reigning Brier world champion, Rick Folk from Kelowna against Kevin Martin from Edmonton.
Want to freeze it?
Or just tap it back.
Yeah, either one.
Tap it back.
Now they'll try and use it. As Linda mentioned, the shot stone is behind the tee line, so it's in a good position. Ed's asked Pat Perot to come down, just touch this one back behind the tee line, making it more difficult for Howard to remove it. He's looking for a jam.
Heavy? Right in here.
Check freeze.
Well, this is plan B. It was a little bit heavy and not moving enough, so they tried to get it so that it was close to being frozen on the other stone.
Good. Normal. Good.
You want to roll away from these spots. I mean, killing the back one isn't it's to your advantage.
Glenn Howard.
Hit it just off the center. Get rid of the back one that's behind the tee line and sit on the tee line yourself. This is staying out.
And they've had a lot of trouble in that spot. The edge of the 4-foot with that in turn for the Howard team.
Cradle it right in there,
Just
John.
run much straighter than they expected.
No, I like that right there.
You got to cradle in there. You got to move into that spot because that they're lined up, Linda. The 2 black ones are lined up on the yellow one. Just going to angle freeze into those stones. Change the angle a little bit.
Spots. Right up. Up.
John Kawaja.
Whoa! Whoa for line! Whoa! Whoa! Ready?
It's got to come right over to the edge of the 4-foot. Here it comes now.
Come on, gotta get past that bump. That's it. Okay.
We get them all? Get the top yellow and the blue, black. Corner?
Yeah.
Yeah. PL.
Okay.
Get it fairly thin.
Peel weight. Hit this one on the
What?
corner. This
Get
goes
this
this
pretty thick,
way.
you might
This will
move
come
this
over,
out of
hits
the
this
way
one.
first.
It goes here. This comes back here and kills that one.
How's that?
It's a Big Bang Theory.
Right?
Now, peel weight, you're going to see this here.
Here we go. Glenn Howard.
think he thought bigger weight than that.
Squeezes out one.
Yeah, he didn't hit the yellow one first.
Oh, were they? Going blind.
Hey, you want to hit that?
Yeah, that's not bad.
But Werenich's got his one now, biting the edge of the button. And remember, he has to score 2 to pick up this skin. And it's worth $3,000 here in the 6th end.
You know, the $3,000 has changed the complexion of this particular end a little bit. They're a little more cautious. Wants it right over.
You okay?
He's got to play the hit and roll. You can't play the double. You'll jam it on the black one.
You don't really want to hit shot stone because you'll just leave a little pocket on the side and Werenich can come down to them. So not many choices here.
Was the black one higher? Over here? Was the black one higher? He had an inch of the higher. Yellow. The one that I hit?
Well, that's Russ Howard. I mean, the bio is 8-time Ontario champion, 2 Canadian and World Championships. He's been nominated and voted into the Canadian Curling Hall of Fame. There's a hit, little roll, a little flip, a little flop over on top. My goodness.
Exactly what he wanted.
Good sweep, boys.
Good brush is right.
I guess I could go this way. It's a little tougher guard this way, though. Yeah, let's try it this way.
You have to throw the guard.
You tap it like 3-4 inches and stay on the high side.
Yeah, but if I don't, as soon as you line it up, you're wasting your time. But that's not that bad.
Probably takes the rest away from this.
I can. What happens if I just put it there?
You just whack it on that side.
Yeah, everything's down. I think the guard's a good shot. Just not that easy to make, that's all.
You gotta hold guard the black.
Yeah, we want to leave them an upturn. No intern, eh?
Yeah.
It'll run. It should finish pretty good at the end.
You can almost show him a piece of the black one, Eddie.
Yeah.
Try to tease him a little bit.
Well, it's critical to guard the one side of the
Oh, he's playing the guard now, and he wants to come down in this area here. Guard, leave him this out turn like so, okay? Not leave him the in turn. He talked about coming right down on it for a minute. You heard Neil Harrison say, can we just move it back a few inches and sit in this area here? And too tough, they said. So they're playing the guard.
I think it's a good shot, and guards are really very critical. People think, oh, you throw up a guard, you put it somewhere in front of the stone, but in this case, it must be covering the proper side of the stone, or it really won't do a lot of good.
Let him move.
That's why they're sweeping, because it's hanging out. They want to make sure they get it across that black stone.
Maybe a little deep, Linda.
Jeez, I didn't
Sorry
realize
to jump all over you there,
No,
partner.
it's my fault. You're ready with the
You had that little pen, you know.
telestrator. You've been waiting to do
I
that
go
all
crazy.
summer.
Yeah, that's right. I was back at telestrator school in Florida this year. Vic sent me down there again, paid my expenses. Sure. It's nice of you.
Okay. Doesn't seem to be moving a lot. I thought mine didn't come up hard.
No.
You can hit it here. Here's good.
John Madden and I went out for a lot of lunches.
Yeah, roll to here.
Because all the strikes, there has been a great call for telestrators.
No, that's right, yeah.
Nothing snapping, is it?
A little too tight, Linda. A little too close to the rings.
How's that?
All he's got to do is touch on the outside and he can get rid of both of the yellow stones. Just off the nose, playing the in-turn on the outside of the stone. We'll clip the black one.
Well, let's remember, if he does, it still forces Werenich with a big shot to force the carryover. Now he's got to, well, he can't. Or can he get his deuce here? Or is he just forced to draw a piece of the lid for the...
Very good shot. Good spot, eh?
For the force, the carryover.
Yeah, the angles are wrong. It was a terrific shot by Russ Howard to get it so that the yellow one wasn't lined up on the other black stones properly, and there's no way to get the score for the skin, so he's got to try and force the carryover.
That's perfect. That's better than the double.
Too little soft. Same weight?
Well, Ed Werenich, of course, two-time Canadian, two-time world champion, 83, 90, eight-time Ontario champion. You've got two of the game's best ever hooked up here. Gets a bit of a break here, Ray, I think, because this is exactly the path. He won his $1,000 in the draw to the button.
It's also the path, I think, that he took for his two in the fourth end, a very similar path.
Walk if you can. Got a little curling to do. For line, yep.
Needs full four. Full four to force the carryover.
Fires it go.
Full four. Force the carryover. And he'll grab a piece to the button.
That's what we talked about, Vic, is the importance of brushing and the judgment of brushing.
And in that front end of Harrison and Perot, you've got two of the best judges in brushing. Carry it over at 1,750. Oh my, it's getting rich here in Saskatoon.
When they saw the first fiberglass skis or the first graphite tennis racket, some people laughed.
They'll never laugh.
And when some people first saw the hammer, they had the same reaction.
Get serious. Where's the straw?
Then, two-time Canadian and world champions Ed Werenich and Russ Howard chose the hammer.
The quick-change faceplates provide greater control under all types of ice conditions.
The hammer is the most effective sweeping device I've ever used.
Now who's laughing? For more information, call 1-800-567-7757.
Every day, we touch the lives of thousands of Canadians. Last year, our employees earned almost $1 billion in salaries. Our suppliers and their employees earned over $5 billion. And we exported over $9 billion worth of products built here. To you, they're just components of your new car. But the sum of these parts is the livelihood of over 90,000 Canadians. At Chrysler, we're not just building cars, we're building Canada.
Just a reminder, tickets for the 96 Ford Worlds in Hamilton's Copps Coliseum are now on sale. For further details or a ticket brochure, call this toll-free number, 1-800-730-CURL. That's 1-800-730-2875. The 96 Ford Worlds in Hamilton. Russ Howard, you've put the pressure on. Now, it's interesting now because with so much at stake, 47-50, it goes without saying how big this is.
Oh, it really is. It's been a good game. We were a little shaky early, and we got a bit of a break in the second, and I made a good raise the last end to carry it over the second last end, but you don't leave Eddie that big black button down there because he makes that shot a lot of times, and we thought we had ours in a good spot after I made the raise, but he made a good one.
Yeah, he made a great shot, though. He came to get his single to carry it over, Russ, but his guard, the guard comes in too tight to leave you that
Yeah,
that shot.
I got a nice roll with my first one, and he had to protect it, and the guard had to be a little farther, that's right, and he gave me a chance. He throws the guard in a good spot. I've got a decision. Do I choke off the out-turn and try to go for the carryover, or he's got a chance to get his deuce? So, yeah, we got a little lucky there.
$4,750 at stake. We'll watch.
Okay.
Russ Howard now, of course, needing 2 with last rock to pick up this skin of $4,750 here at the Nutana Curling Club in Saskatoon.
Well, it's very interesting to watch this game progress. We're seeing big cash now on the line, but also with these two teams, Ray, we see longtime opponents, and they know each other so well, and it's starting to be interesting to see the patterns that are developing, how they think they can set up the big end and how they can block the other team from getting their big end.
It would be interesting also, Linda, to see if they do. There seem to be a little more cautious trend at last end. Not, not, you know, not dramatic or anything, but it'll be interesting to see. Now it's 47-50, you know, so it's this can swing the whole thing around for you.
Now, would you rather have the hammer? Would you rather try and steal your skin? Well, so far, if you have hammer, it's 34%. That's your chance of winning. By stealing is 29%. And chance of a carryover is 36. Now, I'm wondering if now, with the 3-rock rule, the free guard zone added, if that would change it any, Ray, you think?
I don't think maybe in the later ends. I think we really didn't. Well, you could run a stone off the front before, so I guess that has a bearing in some cases if you really do want to defend a situation. But it was such a close game anyway. The format makes it that way. But I still think there's a little edge in holding the hammer, and well, the figures show that.
Want to go short again?
We're all even, as you can see, $22.50 apiece and playing for $47.50. So a very big skin available here in the 7th.
You saw the Howard team sweep their own stone. That was to get it out of the 4-foot area so there could be no freeze on it. It really wasn't good to be behind the tee line. And Werenich looking to put up another short one.
Eddie has to steal. Howard needs the deuce.
Keep our eye on the time clocks as well. Both teams starting, of course, with their 67 minutes. And both teams still have 3 one-minute timeouts available if they need them.
Yeah. I don't know whether it's there or not.
What he's looking at is hitting the outside, trying to...
No, it's deeper.
Here?
You're going to miss it. You're going to miss it.
Here. Yeah. Okay. Or north.
Well, they were looking to see if they could get any action off the second yellow stone and maybe roll a shooter in, but they're just saying they'll be content to get rid of that rock and maybe roll to a corner. Well, it worked out pretty well. Got a little rub and it sat there.
I actually get around with the out turn pretty good too.
And the reason that you heard Russ say perfect is because it takes off any possible raise of that Yellowstone, Linda.
Pretty good there with the out turn, Eddie. Yeah. There is not worst.
Pat Perot. Yes, you know, you're right. The first few ends, you're paying for $1,000. I mean, it's like pocket change, right? You're paying for $1,000. Now suddenly it's $47.50, and there is a definite tension.
Yeah, it's very quiet. You can see every shot now is crucial. They're taking their time.
Rub.
Sorry, Pat, in more ice.
Hey, Josh. Eddie didn't give enough ice. You heard him say so.
Is that an indication, you think, of the heat in here?
Yeah.
Just the extra movement now?
It's maybe swinging a little bit more. We can try and mark it and see it for ourselves. But
here.
It's a little warmer. Board weight. They run pretty true when you step the weight up a bit.
Great.
The release of the turning stone is so vital to the result, of course, and these guys all have such great releases. Roll too much. Watch the release here, nice and free, stays pretty high, and then a finish, just rolling it off the fingers, nice and clean. The other thing to notice is how stable they are on the ice surface. Complete balance control all the way out.
That's true, very little support, Linda, on the brushes or the brooms.
Well, if you do that, if you're depending on your brush and your broom on a regular basis, then your legs are not doing the work. And if your legs aren't doing the work, it's very hard to slide straight down your lines. These people who throw from balanced deliveries have got themselves in a position where they have, the legs are strong and they're doing all the work. They're not relying on anything.
Well,
Pat Burrow sits center line.
I don't know whether I want
back
it here.
to 4.
No. Yeah.
I don't mind that.
Or here even.
Well, it jams it.
They don't want to sit right there with this takeout because then they're allowing Werenich to come down to backstones, and that's very dangerous for Russ Howard. So they want to roll away with this.
All the concentration on the speed of the hand. That's the weight you're throwing. That one really moved quickly. He yelled.
Well, you can hear Russ Howard now. Got it by? No.
That took off.
Got it in a bit. What's that? Yeah.
Get around that one, Johnny.
Well, you could just put up a guard, but the problem being the shot stone is behind the tee line, and also there's quite a few stones still to come. So Ed's playing the come around and trying to get a second stone in there. These are not curling the way they thought, though. You saw the takeout take off, but they're having to wait so long. Here it comes now.
Come on! Wow, they.
That's happened twice now.
Yeah, well, the first one really.
So now does it come down to if the ice is changing, how quickly the first team that adapts to it gets the advantage?
Yes, or if you happen to be able to play consistently down a spot you think you know, you'll have the advantage as well. If you have the opponent forcing you around the ice a little bit, it becomes very difficult for the skip.
Glenn Howard here in this 7th in with a skin of $4,750 available. Got 1, 2, move it enough. And he does. Move it enough to be first and second. Eddie Werenich is having a look.
I think just one.
One at the back.
1, 2. Get to this and right in there. You pretty well got to be here, I think. Yeah.
Blank Eddie thinks they're lying 1, 2. Isn't that what he said? You better get in there. John, with a little more rotation. Quite as much movement as the other stones. Just as the rock is dying, it's starting to dig in. This is where the movement will be.
You do start to panic, though, when you've seen so many crash the pad. Oh, nice shot.
That eliminates those 2 black stones. That's a good shot. It's great curling.
Yeah.
Don't mind that.
Good shot. Who shot over these 2? Where? Over both of them.
Top 4?
No, why not either?
So the fact that you were right.
Was I pointing that out?
If you're wrecked, we're second and third, eh? Look, we can peel this one.
This isn't that. Hey, yeah, but it's supposed to come around. Yeah.
He's closer here, eh, than this one. Right there.
Like that?
What do you think?
I might not.
Okay. What are you thinking here? Very tighter.
No, that's good. That's good.
And that is.
So the two options were the freeze versus the raise, and they've decided on the raise.
Heavy. Long, let it run. Ball. Never. Heavy. Let him. Ah! Wait, go down. Let's go. Good shot, Mike.
Bullet.
It was a little bit heavy.
Well,
Shot stone still belongs to Ed Werenich, back of the 8.
if I don't get a corner buried, he's got the same shot he had earlier. Yeah. Okay.
Want to take a timeout?
No.
Timeout.
So the first of 3 60-second
Hit
timeouts.
that, or you want to draw?
Get a corner buried.
You ever
not
get-
bad.
Well, then you can play, that though.
That's fine.
All right.
The other shot's just right from here. He's got to throw the draw and you got to throw.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen, too.
Well, if you play that, you got to...
I think we got to make that, because he's got that.
Yeah, that's true.
Where's mine is? You were there, I think. If I rub, it's not bad, brutal, is it? Give me a hair more.
This is what he's looking for right
We've
here.
got a ton of time, haven't we?
You heard Neil come down and say, well, we played it right here, then you force him to play the draw. And they said, no, I don't like that. I want to put it right in this situation right here.
Looking to steal if he can. Needs 1 point to steal.
Lose it almost. Ooh, did that ever move, Linda? Great.
Needs 1, and now he's lying 2.
Here? Yeah.
Do that or bump it out.
Yeah, I like this.
We're not shot by much, though, are we?
Oh, yeah. You're biting the red all day.
Okay. What are you thinking here, somewhere?
They didn't have enough ice for Glenn's shot, the last one, Linda. Not only was it to curl too much, he was heavy, you know, so.
Right there.
What ice to freeze? To freeze?
You
like it.
Okay.
Right down there, like that.
Actually, I wouldn't
Yeah, I
mind
like
bumping
the
this back.
Pardon?
Wouldn't mind bumping that to there.
Well, just line it up.
Okay.
Pardon?
How's that?
Want to go tighter? Let's go a little tighter.
I think you need that much.
Yeah, they're right on the edge of that 4-foot line, and that's the edge where it will hang a little bit outside it and curl nicely inside it.
The first stone for Russ Howard here in this 7th end, worth $4,750.
Wait, good.
Oh, heavy, eh?
Howard playing defensively now, just looking to force the carryover here.
I really haven't.
Well, if Ed doesn't hit this perfectly, if he rolls off this at all, there's still a chance for 2. But because they're behind the tee line, there is the opportunity for Ed Werenich to come right down on it.
We're playing for $1,750 here in 7, and of course still lots, but with $4,750 available, gives a team a big jump.
glue this on the face of it. He can't allow Russ to get a crack at his deuce.
Right on. Ready?
I think it's got enough weight. They have to be careful.
So follow it down, sit on top, and force the carryover?
That's right.
That's right.
It was a nice shot. He had just the right weight to play the tap.
Shot. I don't want any last because I can be a little lighter, eh?
Okay, what are you throwing the same or lighter?
Yeah, I won't be heavy though. I was just through, eh? Take a little off it.
Talking about his draw weight. The last one we had back 12 foot. So he took a little bit more ice, Linda. Not much, though.
Is that the same? It's more. A little less.
Oh, so he's going to take place. Same ice, then. You got to be careful with draw weight that there's a snap on it. That's what we're talking about.
That's right. And this one's up to the brushers. They must communicate that weight because it will curl if it's a little lighter.
Got to be right on top of it. Got to have at least a piece of the black. Got to have the button. Right
really
there.
moved, didn't it?
So we'll carry over again. We'll add $1,750. When we come back, we will play for $6,500. Oh.
There's one cake so good, it will keep you coming back for more. McCain Deep and Delicious Cakes, sealed with a see-through dome to keep in all that rich, moist, deliciously fresh taste. So, you can raid the cake tray, seal up the rest, and put it back in the freezer. Till you're ready for the very next craving. McCain Deep and Delicious. Cake so good, it'll keep you coming back for more.
Chrysler Series has arrived. Everyone else would appear to be moving in a different direction.
Hey, Remington, shave this.
Remington's created the Triple Foil, the only shaver with 3 narrow microscreens for hard-to-shave places on hard-to-shave faces. The Remington Triple Foil.
If you can grow it, we can shave it.
When they saw the first fiberglass skis or the first graphite tennis racket, some people laughed.
They'll never laugh.
And when some people first saw the hammer, they had the same reaction.
Get serious. Where's the straw?
Then, two-time Canadian and world champions Ed Werenich and Russ Howard chose the hammer.
The quick-change faceplates provide greater control under all types of ice conditions.
The hammer is the most effective sweeping device I've ever used.
Now who's laughing? For more information, call 1-800-567-7757.
The signs are everywhere. More and more people are moving away from no-support rent-a-desk companies and choosing the company that gives them more than 100% support. Coldwell Banker. Support you can count on.
Canada's oldest and only national monthly curling publication just got better. To subscribe to the Curling News, now a magazine, call this toll-free number, 1-800-553-8003. Canadian Curling News, now it's a magazine. Welcome back to the Nutana Curling Club in Saskatoon as we get ready to play the 8th end. And, boy, we've had 3 straight carryovers, and so we'll play for $6,500. And Ed Werenich will have last rock, needing to score 2. And Eddie joins us now. I wonder if you know, the winner of this skin or the next skin is going to win the game. I'm wondering if you thought the game would go this way.
It sort of is sensed that after the first, we were trading skins and it was fine. Then you could see the game settle down. And mind you, we were in a little trouble that end, and we got out of it. So
Gosh, we're here. I guess we better make the best of it.
So what's the plan, Ed? You're going in with last rock. Any change to the system?
I don't think we're going to change too much. We're going to do the same thing. Play it like if he goes in the house, we'll play the corner. If he goes short, we'll go around. I don't think you can invent something new at this time. I've been around too long.
Oh, that's right. Does it get much better than this, Eddie?
This is the best. I'll tell you. You have no idea how good this feels.
Good for you.
Thank you.
We're enjoying it. There's the front end. Neil Harrison, Pat Burrow, and on the right, John Kawaja. Yeah, $6,500 here. You won. Now we'll see. Now, excuse me for interrupting, but now we'll see. Now, as we say, playing the 3-rock rule. The feeling was that if you didn't have it, now you try to run it right through and keep it clean, and go for the pot at the end
for the draw to the pot.
That's right.
Yeah, with the 3-rock rule, you're not going to
do this.
No. One team just can't decide to do that.
But this is a change for Russ Howard. He's bringing the stone right in, trying to make it more difficult for Ed. He knows Ed's going to put up the guard. He's seen the pattern.
We might have to use it, eh?
So they brought it to the top of the 4-foot. Ed's comment there is he doesn't want it as wide in case he needs to pump it in later.
Yeah, what he said, yelled down to Neil, I want this in the yellow shaded area. In other words, not well over covering the 8-foot. I want to be covering a portion of the 4-foot, so that in case we have to use it later, is what he said. In other words, raise it up in some fashion.
Hurry. Yep.
That's really an interesting point too, Linda, is because you want your own stones out there, you know, because you know that sometime, somewhere, somehow you're going to have to use it. You may have to use them. Here's the guard, centerline guard, but tight. Werenich has last rock, and he needs to score 2. Russ Howard looking to steal to pick up the 6,500. Got your little calculator with you, Vic?
Hack, gentle hack.
Battle of the leads. And Neil Harrison with the distinct advantage so far.
This is a huge shot. They can see a corner of that shot stone, and so they're looking to just tap it out. The guard overcurled a little bit.
Wow. Ready, though. Clean. Whoa. Ready. Whoa. Yours. Okay, now whoa.
Hack.
Wayne Madon.
You don't have to say much about those shots, do you, Linda? The picture tells the story.
You can throw the shot.
Nothing to choose between the seconds.
The nice thing for Ed Werenich is the more they play these little tap backs and takeouts, the farther out the stone is. And so his yellow shot that he referred to earlier, the guard that he put up earlier, is easier than to pump in for shot rock.
Gonna get this one by?
No.
That's that same stone.
Okay. Yeah.
Straight back.
Nice. It picked something and
Here. Leave a hole.
Yeah, right now. I want a tight guard.
Yeah. Right here.
I'm playing the range.
That.
Yeah, well, interesting. Glenn had another idea. What about a tight guard?
You could guard it.
Tight. Heavy.
Remember here, Russ Howard needs to steal, pick up the skin.
That just went sideways, too.
That made a big move, too.
No.
short arms.
That's two stones almost in the same area that pick something. Watch this. It looks okay. They're staying off it. And then all of a sudden, it just started to go sideways. Right about now. See it go right there? Just went sideways.
I'm not sure what it is. Vic mentioned it might be carpet fibers or something. It's obviously something that's not easy to see. They're not able to get it out of the way.
Pat Burrow.
Roll the stick.
And boy, does it ever change the complexion of the end. Suddenly Werenich, who needs to score 2 to pick up the skin. And let's remember, too, this is enough to give you the win.
The only way you can make it is hit this one first.
Yeah, I can see it, but not a lot.
Even that's not bad.
Yeah.
Normal or peel?
I wouldn't mind throwing peel.
Okay. Peel.
Clean the path there.
Here?
No, the yellow
2 of the
one.
game's best.
Play it real tight. We get a little piece of this.
Yeah.
Peel weight now. He's narrowed up the ice, so you better throw the peel weight. You can't let up on the weight or it'll curl a bit for you.
They're trying to do this because that unfortunate stone of Wayne Madaw's pumped a second yellow one in. They wanted to get rid of both, but this is running very straight.
Actually back up.
Around the outside.
That extra weight, straight right out.
Just peel it. That's pretty buried pretty good. No, I think I like around the outside. All right. Edge. Give me the edge, Eddie.
Edge of the 8-foot he's asking for.
A personal thing, wants the outturn as compared to the intern.
No, it's you don't want to come through the port with this between the two stones, and then you allow a hit and a roll towards your other stone. So you want to come around the side where if you expose any of your stone, the opponent can only roll away from that area.
Oh, that's good enough.
Too much weight.
Yeah, I think so.
World hates a coward.
This is the decision time, that what Russ has to do now, of course, is play this whole end to steal, and when you do that, of course, you take the chance of giving up the single, the double, I should say.
But he's got a great guard there, and that last stone did come much too deep.
Yep.
It's not usable being way back there, so if he can get one buried, Russ has a good chance here in trying to go for the steal.
Well, he can eliminate the 2 yellow stones. That's the real key, isn't it, Linda?
It's got a lot of weight, too. It's very keen ice, let's not forget.
Lightning there. Easy.
Right.
That's what you said, eh?
Give it
It's
an inch
lightning.
less. Okay.
Yeah, but Ray mentioned it right at the start of the show. 24.5 seconds from hog line to tee line. That is very quick ice, and you do have to make adjustments, and it even gets faster down that center path.
Draw. You got dug
They left it, yeah, they left it, and it just slowed down.
Not a bad spot, actually.
First time out, 60 seconds for Team Howard.
Here or this? Yeah.
I think we go here.
We can choke it off if we get top 4, eh?
You go here, he still can't get shot.
We're getting him a double, though, this way.
How?
I'm where only if you feather his. Like, you got to get by the guard by lots, I think.
Yeah, right. Hey, Pete, come around.
That's not bad either.
Well, he plays a little tap.
Then you do it.
And you got the tap. I think he's more likely to run the double. He's right there.
Yeah, right, because it's open. Yeah, and then he makes the double, and I'm drawing against 4. We've got no backing if he ever makes the double. I can come around half buried, he can jam it and get 2.
He's talking about coming into this area here.
Yeah, I like that. Top
He
4.
doesn't want to leave this little
buried.
tap back into
Your
this
line
area
was
here.
pretty close. Well, you rolled, though, eh? We need more ice.
Yeah. What'd you give me here?
Yeah.
The other thing he has to be careful not when he puts it in this situation here, he doesn't set up the possible double.
Now, the thing they were worried about as they were talking about the movement in this spot is it does curl a lot at the end, and they don't want to rub the yellow one that's in the top of the 8-foot and maybe set up that double. So the line on this is very, very crucial.
Line was edge of the floor, inch outside edge of the floor.
This is where you have to anticipate the swing and make sure the brushing is right on top of that rock.
First stone for Russ Howard here in his 8th, worth $6,500.
You heard Glenn talk about how fast it is down this path here.
No line. Right on, right. Yep. Come on.
Look at that thing go sideways.
A dog corner. How far can they drag this? They drag it far enough to take away the raise.
Well, if it comes another 2 inches, it's perfect.
Didn't want to.
Yeah, you're wide, eh? That's perfect, really.
He's got the double.
There goes by though. Oh, then he can just freeze to it, eh? What do you think? No, then he goes, I like the double. I like this double. I like this. I make this, or I roll right there. Yeah, I think that's a shot. All right. Hack weight, firm hack. Maybe a hair more. That should be lots. It moves.
Boy, does it ever.
Okay, you heard him say, they were talking about this coming down and tapping this one back into this area here. He said, I don't like that so much. I like to play this, hit on this one here, drive it back, make the double onto that one, and roll my shooter over into this area here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good numbers under this pressure.
And this is game on the line pressure right now here in 8.
See, look at that thing go. This is John's call. This belongs to John.
Wants to roll it over, he said.
Had to curl a little bit more.
Son of a gun. I thought I had it. Didn't curl as much as it should have. Yeah, I sure did.
It's in the same spot.
It's perfect.
Hard to jam it out of there. Or is it? If I go here and he jams it. Can you make the double? Essentially, can you go like that and roll it here and get his 3? It's close.
Yeah, it's close. Can take another time?
A little bit of guard.
He's got the come around tap.
What about a guard?
Yeah, time.
Second, 1 minute timeout.
I could hear his concern. Got all the money on the line here.
Hey? Wait.
Werenich needs the deuce.
What we're concerned is if he jams, if we throw the same shot and jams.
Can you make that?
Oh yeah. You can hit that too, eh?
Eh?
You can hit that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you know that he just bumps so bad.
Yeah, no, you got to roll, so it's tough.
He got by there though as tight as he could. He made that as good as he could.
Yeah. Same shot?
Same shot.
He's not going to make that better.
Better short or longer though.
What? That's an interesting comment by Wayne. You know, he got by it.
You got to come in.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got by it as good as he could, and he didn't make the double. So, you know, maybe the double's not there. So if you come in at the same shot.
We're all even.
Raise isn't easy though.
We've carried over 3 ends. We're playing for $6,500.
Is that the same, Glenn?
Yep.
And the winner of this game
That's the same?
Yeah, you were here full of this, though.
will win the game, despite the fact there's still $6,250 available in 9 and 10. Final stone for Russ Howard, looking to steal it.
Just wait. Whoa.
All you can.
Wait.
It's hanging a lot more than the last one.
Dude, that stayed right there. Now the double's there.
Is that bad?
Hey?
Not bad.
Yeah.
I guess. That's a tough shot he's got.
Do you?
Yeah. I can hit either side of the rock, probably. Well,
you can hit that side of the rock and score, I guess.
I can hit this and it'll maybe...
You play the raised takeout.
Yeah, look
back
at
on.
that.
My problem is this might run. You gotta move it. 4 feet, eh? You like that?
You like the double?
You like this one? Is there room?
What is there, 4 inches?
I like this. I like this one.
Okay. Nose, then.
If I hit here and hit here, did we still get one over there? I don't think so.
We get one over there, yes.
You think so?
Yep.
Yeah. What do you think? How's that look from out there? Don't worry about it running.
Within 2 inches of the guard, I think. Eh? That's pretty tight.
Yeah. All right, we got more room here.
Time is in again.
It's after one if you want.
Yeah. You know.
I think we can shot it.
They went and took a closer look at this one here, and you heard John say that's pretty tight to come down and try and get that one, which would count these two here. So they've gone back to the center one, I believe.
No, we got to move, haven't we?
This one here.
Yeah, they're looking at the double. The difficulty with the double is, first of all, there's a long distance between the two stones, and the second thing is he was worried that if he hit it on the side towards the stands where the people are sitting, that it might jam and he might not actually get his two.
Yeah, the outturn's not there. Okay. You like this? I think we got to do it, eh?
$6,500 to win it with last rock, with the hammer. You have to score 2 points, or you try and steal it. Find this curious, though. The game is on the line. You know, John said to Ed, why don't you just tap up for one?
Yeah, it's
you know,
there. It's obviously what Ed
wants to go for this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is a tough shot.
I think so too. I think I'd be tempted just to try and carry it over.
So here it is. Game is on the line. Here in the 8th end, worth $6,500. There's one. And he gets both. You bet he did.
What a shot. He wanted to play it, Linda. He did, and he made it.
Great call.
Good call by
Aaron
John.
saying it was a team shot. Good sweeping, good call, and a great shot by Ed Werenich. Well, like I said, the distance between the stones made the angle tough on John Kawaja, making the line call.
What a good call he made on this.
Great, and good sweeping to hold the line by the brushers.
To pick up $6,500. $87.50. My goodness. We'll add up the numbers when we come back.
Curlers, with the Hammer broom, you will never lose a shot to a hair or straw again.
Every curler has had a good shot ruined by straw or push broom hair. The hammer eliminates debris and creates increased friction for better results.
The Hammer's easy to change faceplates to different ice conditions.
The Hammer is the cleanest, most effective sweeping device our team has ever used.
For the location of a store near you, call 1-800-567-7757.
Snack and tack, snack and tack.
Looks like a job for Captain Nibbler.
Pack the 5 singles to McCain cheese nibblers, good for you.
family will love the delicious, nutritious taste of McCain Cheese Nibblers, the satisfying snack that comes in all their favorite varieties.
Stop that snack attack. Pick a pack today. McCain Cheese Nibblers. What do you say?
Now that's Snack Attack. The franchise player, a perennial all-star, the repeat champion, great repeat performances is brought to you by Dynacharge. For up to 1,000 great repeat performances, get Dynacharge rechargeable batteries. Who won 2 gold medals for Canada at the 1994 Winter Olympics? She first onto the biathlon scene in 1991, winning 2 World Cup races and finishing second in the overall standings. At the 1992 Olympics, she won bronze in the 15K individual. In Lillehammer, in '94, she captured the hearts of Canadians, winning gold in the 7.5K sprint and the 15K individual, making Miriam Bedard one of Canada's great repeat performers. This great repeat performance was brought to you by Dynacharge rechargeable batteries. Look for great repeat performance trivia contest details wherever you see these Dynacharge displays.
Stay with us right after the game for the TSN Turning Point, brought to you by Sony.
Dad doesn't know, but this commercial is being shot with our new Sony Handycam. We entered Sony's Walt Disney World contest, and here we are with all my favorite characters. Why don't you enter Sony's Picture Perfect Family Vacation contest and win a trip to Walt Disney World Resort? You can stay at Disney's Grand Floridian Beach Resort. Delta Airlines, the official airline of Walt Disney World, will get you there. Get your dad to an authorized Sony of Canada dealer and keep him away from the candy floss.
A $6,500 skin for Ed Werenich has put him over the top and into the final. Congratulations. But you know, you could have taken the conservative way out and just played the tap up and forced a carryover, but you didn't.
Yeah, you're right, Vic. I'll tell you what it was. We played that end. I felt that we deserved to deuce that whole end. And on my first one, I thought I'd made it on it, and it sort of just hung on us just a hair. And on the second one, Johnny Kawadja just made a great sweeping call. And, you know, when I just felt it was probably a frustration of missing my first one, and you know, I thought it was there. I thought it should move, and I started the rock in a lot tighter on the second one so to make sure it would move. And I lost sight of it, actually, and Johnny just made a great sweeping call. And
it was a great call for sure. And actually, your first one, I thought you'd played it as well as you could play it. I mean, it obviously wasn't there. The second time when the rock was out a little further, yeah, you could see a little more of it.
Yeah, it was, and so I could take a little tighter ice. Because I knew it would go. Even Russ thought his should go more, and it goes late. So you got to be, you know, if you pansy the weight, it'll go too quick on you. So
just going back to Vic's comment for a moment. I mean, you've never played your whole life not to go for the gusto when you had the chance, and that was a time when you could have just tapped it back for one and gone for the carryover, but you put the whole ball of wax under that shot.
The thought actually crossed my mind. You know, I thought, well, I could play the tap, but I sure feel silly if I went down there and played conservative and didn't make the tap either. So I'm gonna make a good. We're gonna make a good shot. Let's make it for the whole bundle, and it's just a great feeling. I'm really excited.
It was a great shot, believe it. Great shot.
Still lots to play for. $6,250. Let's go and see who will win it. And now it'll be Russ Howard with last rock, so he'll look to score the 2 and play for the $2,500 available here in this 9th end.
You're firmer, and then it started to go, and it's close. Next thing you know, you almost lost it. Yeah. I thought it came a lot more than it looked. Yeah, a little firmer that time, though.
Well, they always have great games, and this has been another example of a wonderful curling game. You know, it always seems to be a little something small in the game of curling. You heard Russ just comment then about, you know, his just didn't move like he thought it would at the end. If it curls a little bit more, that shot is not there. It stays out a little bit closer to the center line and allows Eddie to make it. Eddie Werenich has never, and the wonderful thing in that situation, it was a combination of all team members. It was absolutely great brushing. It was a sensational call by John Kawadja. He had to line it up properly. Linda alluded to the fact that those rocks were a great distance apart. You're talking about 6 feet, almost 6 feet or 5 feet apart. And that was a great call by John. And obviously, Eddie had to hit the stick and throw the right way.
That's right.
It was a combination. All 4 members put the deservedly so, put a portion of that $6,500 in their own pockets. And it was a great team effort by all of them.
What, Peter?
When we were talking about the choices that they had, you'll watch during the game and you'll see the Werenich team often have a lot of conversation about what shot to call. They'll talk back and forth, and John and Pat and Neil say, that's okay with Ed when we do that. But you'll notice as soon as it came down to the big decision, do we go for the carryover? Do we make the big shot? They turned to their skip and said, what do you want to throw? He made the decision, and that was it. They went down the ice.
Yeah, that's a really good point. When it got down to a shot like that, all of a sudden it's, okay, skipper, I mean, it's in your hand, and you got to throw it, so you throw what you want to throw, you know. The percentage maybe was to just tap it back, but that's...
I'd wait.
This just game 1. Game 2, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Rick Folk against Kevin Martin. The winner of that one, of course, to face Ed Werenich in the final of the 94 McCain TSN Skins game. Corner, second stone. Howard looking to score a deuce here and win the skin.
Yeah, you ought to go right around it. All right, let's nose it. You want to run it on this one?
No, this is nose for now.
Okay.
Get it on the nose. You can always use it later. Stay right there.
Because you don't stretch your toes during the 7th inning stretch. Mycotin penetrates the skin to kill athlete's foot.
Wayne Madaw settles in. This will be his first stone here in 8.
Well, you can see Russ is concerned about the stones out in front. He just feels he can't afford to leave it there.
I told you that Russ Howard was the all-time money leader. Well, Ed Werenich in his 87.50 so far, getting a little closer, and then, boy, there's so much more to possibly win in the final. There's still $6,250 available here in the last 2 ends.
Playing the Rays back on their own. That's why they put that stone in earlier, so they could put it onto the shot rock. But it's going to catch the guard.
Okay, sorry, Pat.
Gonna bump it a couple feet. Bump it a couple feet. Did the inside roll, let's roll to here. It's the T-line.
Yeah.
Looking to move the stone so they get rid of the nice lineup of that yellow rock belonging to Wernick's team in front of the shot stone belonging to Howard. A little tap and a little roll if they can.
Yeah.
Hit and roll behind the corner is what he wants here. Devil's certainly there.
Hey, black's behind the yellow. No, just hit that one on the nose.
And hit it on the nose. Once again with John, you can see how solid he is on the ice. No waver. This one he got going maybe a bit. He yelled right away. Good shot.
These stones is for Russ, they're too good. They're in front of that 4-foot area. Otherwise, he could draw around the corner, but he doesn't want to leave them there. Thinks he can get them both in the roll, and there you are.
Behind the corner.
Little bit too far, but great shot.
He needs to look for a carryover now, but that's a good roll. It sets up a possible 2.
Yeah, that's right there, right? I think you can get it no matter where you put it. It'll curl from where you're throwing it there. Yeah, it'll curl good at the end. Yeah. Maybe a hair more. I don't mind if we rub and roll the center line. I don't know. You like this, or you want me to try and pick that? I wouldn't mind picking it. All right. I'm just not sure
But if you pick it, Russ can just go behind the corner. I think this is
well,
the
he's
shot
going to
here.
tap anyway, but let's make him make it. Is that enough ice?
You know, this is difficult. I mean, I think it would be difficult. Russ Howard and his team, the letdown. I mean, there's still a lot of money, Linda, but
yeah,
physically, mentally, you just go, poof.
That's right. The chance to go to the final is gone, even though there is all that Christmas spending money on the line still.
You could use that.
I love that.
It's too much weight. Great weight that would have snapped across for him.
I better get my head back in this game.
I'll let him try to hit the ball.
That's what he alluded to right there, Linda. I better get my head back into this game because, you know, there's such a, you heard him say in the interview a moment ago, there's such, he's so pleased to be advancing to the final.
Where are you going here?
$2,500 at stake here in this 8th end. More than just consolation money for this Howard team.
Well, I don't know about your budget, but it's a lot of money in my budget.
He's trying to draw open, trying to draw the play away from that guard area.
All right. Wow.
We want to offer our congratulations to bride Heather Olson and groom Darren Walsh. Heather is a member here at Nutana, and between the wedding and going on to the reception, she wanted to come and watch the McCain TSN Skins game. Congratulations. And we'll be by for our dance with the bride after tonight's other semifinal. Congratulations to you both.
Still lots of money out here.
And Howard with last rock in position here with his 2 points to pick up the skin.
It's a roll. Wants to roll behind the corner.
It's really curling. No, not going to hold it.
What can I say?
Doubles are easier, Ed.
Yeah.
Open draw here for the $2,500 skin.
You hear Russ's comment, Eddie? Well, those doubles are easy, but those hits and sticks are really tough. But it goes right back to what Ed was saying, and Linda mentioned, is that it's hard to get your head back in after making a shot like that, and as a result, you lose this $2,500. There's a lot more money at stake than it looks like on the surface, because remember, if you get to the final, you can win it. That means you're automatically back next year. So you're talking about $85,000.
Any piece of paint. And there it is for $2,500 for Russ Howard here in this ninth end. We're still playing for $3,750 when we come back for the 10th and final end of this opening game of the 1994 McCain TSN Skins game. All right, let's all toast the bride with McCain.
When they saw the first fiberglass skis or the first graphite tennis racket, some people laughed.
They'll never last.
And when some people first saw the hammer, they had the same reaction.
Get serious. Where's the straw?
Then, two-time Canadian and world champions Ed Werenich and Russ Howard chose the hammer.
The quick-change faceplates provide greater control under all types of ice conditions.
The hammer is the most effective sweeping device I've ever used.
Now who's laughing? For more information, call 1-800-567-7757.
So I'm channel surfing when it occurs to me, I wouldn't mind hitting one of those fashion TV shows in Paris. You know, I'd find out what's in, find out what's out. That'd be cool. And who knows, maybe someone over there would appreciate the enduring qualities of a true Canadian lager. Hey, trendy colors come and go. Me, I prefer blue.
Peter Cooper prepares himself for a virtual reality test drive in the Eagle Vision TSI. And he's off. The subject is now experiencing a quickening of the pulse caused by Eagle Vision's powerful 214 horsepower 24-valve engine. Peter loves the incredible road handling and speed-sensitive steering of this sports sedan so much he's already on his 35th lap. But in fact, only a real test drive will convince you of the advanced technology of the Eagle Vision TSI. Get out.
Finding life a little dull? Well, now you got hockey. NHL Hockey 94, the best on ice, starring John Garrett.
John who?
Big check there. Hockey 94. It's fast, it's furious, and sometimes downright embarrassing. But most of all, hockey is about winning. Champion! Hockey 94, the best on ice, only from Quality Video, and it's in stores now.
While in Saskatoon, the McCain TSN Skins Game competitors have been the guests of the Delta Bessborough, Saskatoon's best hotel. Team clothing provided by Adidas. The game comes first. TSN Sports Radio is heard on Sun 102 FM in Saskatoon.
Welcome back to the Nutana Curling Club as we play the 10th end now for $3,750. And Ed Werenich with last rock, so he'll have to score the deuce to pick up the money. Peter Corner.
Clean it hard.
Just trying to come to the face of the Werenich stone.
Oh, watch a bit here in a second. No, that's pretty good. Great job, Peter.
Exactly what he asked for.
Same shot. Right there.
Just touch it?
Yeah, touch it, we're on.
Can you point?
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to point at the scoreboard and say when you win your $6,500, that makes you a winner, but and the great shot by Eddie, but was there something that Russ or the team did not do to allow that? Do you remember something?
No, they got a little unlucky with Wayne's Rock catching something, and you can look back on a lot of things like that, but really at the end it was a great shot by Werenich. You left him something, and he took advantage of it.
And there was a couple picks that went both ways through the game. So it's hard to, it's one of those things that Russ's Rock didn't make the big movement to take away the double, and if it does, then Eddie has to go and play the tap up for one, you know, so. And they carry it over.
Same shot?
We're here?
Yeah. No, I need to freeze it. There? All right.
That's not bad either.
Big lot. Line's good, Wall.
Can move this a bit, eh? Room. Okay.
Lots to talk about on the SONHL Saturday night with Paul Romanek, Bob McKenzie, the NHL negotiations, players and owners, and of course, Wayne Gretzky's All-Stars, their 7-1 win over Jokerit today in Helsinki, Finland. And then we'll be with you at 8 p.m. Eastern Time with our second semifinal, Rick Folk against Kevin Martin, the winner to play Ed Werenich in the final of this 94 McCain TSN Skins game.
Right here.
Well, Eddie wanted to hit that on the nose and get the double, obviously, and stay right there. He gives Russ a chance now to go through this hole.
Ready,
Through. Oh, he just rubbed it.
Just a little bit of a rub. They were waiting on it because the weight was perfect. And they thought they could maybe stay off the brushing, but the line was lost at the very end.
Something unfamiliar to us is
Must have really go
the dejected face, the look of Russ Howard, the three-time defending champion of the McCain TSN Skins game.
Well, that's the little things in the game that really drive you crazy, Vic. And I know Linda can think back to, many, many bonspiels or events that you maybe should have won, but the little things went the other way, and it happens to everyone. So.
Sometimes the little rubs go
the other way. That's right.
Sometimes they don't.
Oh, no. Rick Folk, if you're watching at the hotel, close your eyes, because only 2 of 8 times has the Brier champion ever won the McCain TSN Skins game.
They're sweeping for line to try and get it by the guard because it's got lots of weight.
Well, it's certainly buried, Linda. Boy, it really walks over there. So it eliminates the 3 yellow stones. Eddie has to get his 2 points now inside the 4-foot. As you can get a stone in position to be able to raise it back onto the Howard stone. Those 3 stones in the rings have been kind of eliminated with that draw.
Just a reminder, coming up next on TSN, the J.C. Penney Mixed Team Golf Championship.
Move it 6 inches.
Mixed Team Golf is next on TSN.
Same shot.
Yeah, he really just wanted to freeze to it. He didn't want to tap it back like that.
Okay, good back line. Yeah. Mike's thinking of.
I think with back 8-foot, 12-foot weight, it'll come across enough to catch it on the nose.
That's okay. With the back line weight, it's yeah.
Now they're really worried because it will curl a lot when you get into the 4-foot area if you pull back the weight. So that's why it's saying you've got to take a bit of ice here.
It didn't finish like he thought.
So the jam.
Because they just got by the front one.
Didn't finish like it should have.
Yeah.
You heard John's comment, it just didn't finish. Watch how close it comes to the guard, and he has, you know, the perfect weight for the shot. It just gets it by the guard here, but now it doesn't finish. Well, he missed it by about an inch or so, but right here it doesn't move very much. Catches it just a touch on the outside.
And so Howard in position to possibly steal this final skin of $3,750. First stone for the skip from Penetanguishee.
Line good. Well,
looking for a guard.
Yeah.
He doesn't want this one too tight, Linda.
Clean it. Out there. That's it. Hang on.
Pretty good guard.
Oh, the tap's not there. Run them both?
I think he's got to get them both off. Try to get them both off.
Right back? Yeah. If you just miss. Yeah. Should run pretty straight. Yeah. Oh, I like the straight back, kind of. Yeah, that's what we're playing. Yeah. Right on the nose. Play right in the nose, Ed. Yeah.
Well, they did talk about the double peel, but you heard John, we're playing the run through.
You better give me an inch.
Black guard onto Yellowstone, onto black stone in the 4-foot.
And if you don't run it straight back, you may get the ticket and get them both off, Linda, but your shooter will be there. That's one of the problems. It's playing the straight back. It's playing the straight back onto the back one. Oh, look at this here. Oh!
How about that?
Great shot.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's the hitting sticks that are so difficult for him.
Yeah.
Can't hold the shooter.
Something difficult, please.
So now where do you go with your last one, Russ Howard?
Well, we get wide.
Well, he's got a draw here.
Draw the lay. We want to get by.
Okay, I just gave you. I'll tell you what I gave you.
That doesn't scare me there.
That's what I gave you right there, so.
What's you got out here? Nah, I got to be in the 4-foot at least.
You can get shot.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
The three-time defending champion gets ready now to throw his final stone here in the 94 TSN Skins game. And it really has been Russ ruling this championship. Look at this. All records belonging to Russ Howard.
It may not be his final stone.
Well, true enough. If we carry it over, then he'll have to draw it. Oh, gee, you know, it's the first.
I hated to say it.
It's the first game, guys. It's the first game. He's been a wonderful champion, and he's a great curler.
Absolutely. He's trying to draw to the button right on top of that Yellowstone, but as you say, Vic, if he doesn't quite get it perfectly, he'll make it tough for Werenich to get the skin.
Come on!
Needs to curl a bit.
Yes!
What do you want to do?
Come off the other one. Good throw.
You want to play the same shot?
That's perfect.
You can lose pretty easy if you cross the face.
Your timeout. Can I? We got one more timeout.
Yeah, timeout.
There's the third 60-second timeout.
You think I can get that? Yeah.
What?
Just tap it back here.
I'd rather take my chances on the draw.
What draw? Draw to where?
What draw?
On the draw, the
No.
next draw.
Oh, yeah, that's what you mean. I think it's open.
I'd rather play straight back.
My rocks will finish.
I don't like either one of them.
What John wants to do is just concede the...
Yep.
This shot is there.
That might be there.
No, nothing's there.
What do you mean? I can get enough of that to make it light too?
No. I don't think you do, Eddie.
Eddie wants to come back here and just hit this one here with the, raising the long one back.
Shave it right into that one.
Just push it here. This is not there. Excuse
I think
me.
I'm going to try and get it.
Zorro
back
jumped
line.
into
If
my
I'm
stick
light, I'm
there.
light.
This is
Well,
not
wreck you,
there.
wreck you.
Yeah.
The angles on the Yellowstones aren't there. There is a black stone in front of them that takes away those possible angles. And really, the angles on the yellow ones aren't there to begin with. So he's looked
You like
at...
this, or you want me to throw it away?
He's looked at trying to tap, trying to run the yellow guard straight in front of shot stone, or just going for the carryover.
Nice to make it, though.
That's a good look at the long run back, the straight one we just illustrated.
Of all the options, the tap back is the one I like the least, I have to confess. I think that's a really tough one, but...
Well, the thought that you just can't carry enough weight and get the curl and the tap back?
Right. I think it looks like the angle's pretty tough on it, but you go with what you think.
He's got the game in his pocket. Now he'd like to add $3,750 if he could. Final stone. Maybe, unless we go to a carryover.
He's trying to get by the front one. Just a shot that John didn't think was there. He didn't want to hit it on the outside.
Yeah,
Give up the steal.
not curling very much.
And he did. He's given up the steal and the $3,750 to Russ Howard. But the game goes to Ed Werenich here in this opening semifinal of the 94 McCain TSN Skins game. The wrench, who fought his way back by winning the McCain Super Spiel East, now finds himself in the final against either Folk or Martin.
Well played.
Today's telecast brought to you in part by Air Canada. Air Canada is proud to bring you from here to there and places in between. And by Cantel's Amigo, the first cellular phone to bring you affordable peace of mind.
Shave Micro Groove. True closeness, true comfort. The Philishave Micro Groove, our closest shave ever.
Introducing the Dremel Moto Tool. You cut, we cut. You sharpen, we sharpen. You polish, we polish. You drill, we drill. You clean, we clean. You sand, we sand. You grind, we grind.
you have. Did I mention we cut? The Dremel Moto tool, with more than 150 available accessories. Why settle for some 2-bit Christmas gift?
Hurlers, with the hammer broom, you will never lose a shot to a hair or straw again.
Every curler has had a good shot ruined by straw or push broom hair. The hammer eliminates debris and creates increased friction for better results.
The hammer's easy to change faceplates to different ice conditions.
The hammer is the cleanest, most effective sweeping device our team has ever used.
For the location of a store near you, call 1-800-567-7757.
With Neon's multi-valve overhead cam engine and fully independent suspension, the question isn't performance. With dual airbags and anti-lock brakes, the question isn't safety. 2 doors or not 2 doors, that is the question. Say hello to the other Neon, the new coupe. Now at your Dodge and Plymouth dealers.
Now it's time for the TSN Turning Point, brought to you by Sony.
Well, Dick, you don't have to be a metal giant to figure this one out. I mean, obviously, this shot that Eddie makes in the 8th end is... This double is absolutely a team effort. It's well thrown, obviously. It's well brushed, and probably more importantly, it was judged and called absolutely perfectly by John Kawaja. There's the hit, there's the double, and there's the skins game.
A cash donation will be made to the Canadian Coaches Association for the training and development of amateur athletes on behalf of TSN and Sony and the new Sony V-Series Trinitron. $250. That's the difference. Ed Werenich is on to the McCain TSN Skins Game Final.
Hurlers, with the hammer broom, you will never lose a shot to a hair or straw again.
Every curler has had a good shot ruined by straw or push broom hair. The hammer eliminates debris and creates increased friction for better results.
The hammer's easy to change faceplates to different ice conditions.
The hammer is the cleanest, most effective sweeping device our team has ever used.
For the location of a store near you, call 1-800-567-7757.
Snack attack, snack attack.
Looks like a job for Captain Nibbler.
Packs of 5 singles too. McCain cheese nibblers, good for you. Zap that snack attack, everyone agrees. Nothing tastes quite like real cheese.
Your whole family will love the delicious, nutritious taste of McCain Cheese Nibblers, the satisfying snack that comes in all their favorite varieties.
Zap that snack attack, pick a pack today. McCain cheese nibblers, what do you say?
Zap that snack attack.
I'll call. Hello?
Hi. I just wanted to say Merry Christmas.
I love you too, Dad.
Can Amigo at these fine stores.
Finding life a little dull? Well, now you got hockey. NHL Hockey 94, the best on ice, starring John Garrett.
John who?
Big check there. Hockey 94. It's fast, it's furious, and sometimes downright embarrassing. But most of all, hockey is about winning. Hockey 94, the best on ice, only from Quality Video, and it's in stores now.
When they saw the first fiberglass skis or the first graphite tennis racket, some people laughed.
They'll never last.
And when some people first saw the hammer, they had the same reaction.
Get serious. Where's the straw?
Then, 2-time Canadian and world champions Ed Werenich and Russ Howard chose the hammer.
The quick-change faceplates provide greater control under all types of ice conditions.
The hammer is the most effective sweeping device I've ever used.
Now who's laughing? For more information, call 1-800-567-7757.
The 1994 McCain TSN Skins Game is brought to you by McCain Foods, Canada's international food leader. And this was just the beginning, because coming up at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Rick Folk, the reigning Brier and world champion, against the former Brier winner, Kevin Martin. The winner there will play Ed Werenich, who wins over Russ Howard to end his streak at 3. Till we talk with you again, on behalf of Ray and Linda, I'm Vic Roeder. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye from Saskatoon.
This is TSN.